Okay. We seem to be live. Hello, everyone, and welcome to this this very special and odd live stream. What we're doing here today is we're playing D&D in Minecraft, which is an odd concept. I don't think it's ever been done before. So welcome, everyone. Lovely to see you. So we should be here for a few hours at the very least, which should be, a lot of fun. I've got a whole session written up for today. It's going to be a one-shot. If you've never played Dungeons and Dragons, don't you worry. Some of these players haven't played Dungeons and Dragons either. And if you haven't played Minecraft, also don't worry, because this is going to be very similar to just normal D&D. So there we go. I will be keeping an eye on chat, but we'll probably just be mostly talking amongst ourselves. But I can already see some lovely people there. We got Grim already. Hi, Grim. Hi, Jewel. Hi, Steka. Lovely to see you all. Now, without further ado, I'm just going to go straight into this. We've got some lovely players here just waiting. So I'm going to jump into chat with them, and I'm going to then, tell you all about them. Then we'll get started. All right, let me just jump into the Discord chat here a second. Hello, everyone.
Hi.
So I heard we can do anything. Yeah. Hi, Rob. Hi, Rob.
You can do anything. That is part of it. Hello, everyone. So, just to introduce you all to the people listening at home, we've got Watson Adler over there. Lovely skin. We got Matrild over there. We got HellFire Mage. We got Evat Lee, and we got Too Much Ellie. What a roster, let me just say. Are you guys excited?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Sure.
You could not have picked more chaotic people to do this with.
That is true.
Facts.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm not going to give too much explanation on what we're doing today. It should be pretty self-evident once we actually get started. For anyone who is tuning in and has never played Dungeons and Dragons before, don't worry. Matt, you haven't played, and Eddie, you haven't played before, have you?
No,
that's fine.
Never.
No, I just watch.
Yeah, and the other three kind of.
Stranger Things.
Yeah. You just watch Stranger Things. Yeah, of course, that makes sense. So don't worry. Just as a very quick kind of overview of what Dungeons and Dragons is, you've each got a character. And you're going to be put inside an adventure, and you have to basically tell me what you would do as your character in the scenario I will present to you. Yeah. So don't worry about your sheet at the moment. Don't worry about any of that. Essentially, that's only to see if what you want to do actually succeeds or not. So if you say that you're going to do something crazy, you are absolutely allowed to do that, but it may not end well. Essentially, yeah. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yep.
fantastic. Okay, so I think we are basically just ready to go. Okay, so let me give you a bit of a background to what's going on here today. Yeah. So you guys are actually going to be starting in the famous Dragon Inn, okay, in the village of Misty Flows. So this village is a small collection of houses inhabited by local miners and a steady flow of adventurers on the search for glory. The surrounding mountains are known for being fairly dangerous, with many hazards and secrets. Just the other week, a wandering trader has been found dead within a stone circle, approximately 20 minutes from the village. In the pub, the local villagers are discussing possible theories of what may have happened. They seem intrigued, but also fairly apathetic to the poor murdered soul. The pub itself is an old building. It seems like the main seating area was probably smaller and was recently expanded to make more space. There are probably 10 tables in this area with more space at the bar. At present it is half empty. It's kind of like the evening time. And other than yourself, there is a small group of locals at the bar, chatting with the barman and silently judging you. On one of the tables there is a wandering trader chatting to one of the local miners. At another, there is a silent and broody man drinking alone. On his back, there is a shiny diamond axe surrounded by a mysterious aura. So, you all find yourself in this pub, as I said, and you get to kind of decide if you know each other already. Some of you may know some of you, or you may be complete strangers. That's absolutely fine. That's up to you. But what I would like you to do is kind of just, if we go round and you give a very brief description of your character, at very least the physical aspects of your character, and then if you want to choose to know somebody else, let me know as well. Okay? Does that sound good?
Yes,
Yep.
Sure.
Okay, we'll go around in what order I have here. So Watson, can you tell me what people see when they look at you?
Average, boring, someone you wouldn't remember.
Ooh, that is intriguing. The ones you never remember are the sneaky ones usually. So yeah, very good. And where do you want to be currently? Do you want to be at the bar? Do you want to be at one of the tables? Are you sitting with anyone?
I'm gonna be currently at the bar, striking up a conversation with the bartender.
With the bartender. Okay, cool. We'll go for a table and then we'll come back to you in a minute. So Matt, what are you? What do people see when they see you?
What do they see when they see me? Basically
muted.
How am I muted?
No, I can hear him.
Oh, okay, I was about to say. I
I'm
think I
muted.
can see myself.
Can anybody else hear Matt?
I muted you,
can.
Matt. Clearly you were annoying me at some point, so I just muted.
Well, I feel the love.
Oh, we already
about to
have
meet
some
my arrow
rivalries.
later.
Lovely.
My arrow may find your leg later.
Yeah. So Matt,
So
what's
if you can hit me.
So,
yeah.
I now apparently have a feud with HellFire. That has been going on for at least a year, apparently. And you don't see much. I stay away from most people. Being an archer, I like to get a scenery, so I'm sitting in the corner booth, just observing everyone.
Okay. Lovely. Hell, what about yourself? What do people see?
Hello. So, my name is Ash now. Hello. And when you look at me, I look like a quite small human man, covered in bruises and cuts from constantly banging into things and it's just getting cut on random things, waking up with random scars. And I am talking some absolute nonsense with the guys that apparently don't trust us on the table, and that's probably my doing. Because
Okay.
I've told them that these guys have tried to rob me on 4 occasions, but luckily I have an army of kobolds that have been following me that I definitely have, 100%, yes. And my clothes are black and singed with lots of burn holes.
So you're probably sitting next to Watson, so you guys probably have introduced each other already, and you're all talking to locals. Evat?
Absolutely.
You see a young warrior, no shield, no axe, just a sword, and her iron armor is heavily battered. Like it's seen better days. But the sword is in pristine condition and beautifully kept and sharpened.
Ooh.
And she's hanging back at a table near where Ash and Watson are, and she's watching Ash talking to these people who are obviously judgmental, and maybe she's watching to see if a fight's gonna break out or something. She's kind of watching, very amused.
Sounds like it's going to be a fight between Hel and Matt, so yeah, definitely. Fantastic. Ellie, tell me about yourself.
All right. So, I'm probably one of those people that sit in the dark corner of the bar drinking a cold beer alone.
Okay, yeah.
Since I'm an animal lover, I don't do well with people.
Mhm.
I prefer talking to animals.
Yeah.
And also, my name here is Zeph,
Mm-hmm. Ooh, Zeph, nice.
and I just hold a wooden sword, probably. So.
I like the image that you and Matt are just sitting in the same corner, but just looking in opposite directions and trying
We
not
don't
to
see
make eye
each other.
contact. Yeah. I like that option.
Focus and determination.
Yeah, exactly. I love it.
No
Okay.
distractions.
Fantastic. Okay, cool. So that's where you're kind of starting off. The night is still young. There's plenty of stuff to do. If anybody at any point wants to do something specific, you can just say. So, just let me know. Does anybody want to do anything, or shall I continue?
I would like to discuss the fact
Yes.
that I have a stone sword and Eva over there has an iron sword, and I'm very not happy about it.
It makes you feel any better. I have a wood
It's
sword.
it's a very nice iron sword, by the way. It's got a good swing to it. Just want to
Yeah. We'll see how long you get to keep that.
Oh. Okay. All right. Okay.
We have the thief among us.
Yeah, Ash is already becoming the villain of our story here. But I'll have to do some rewrites, I think. Yeah. Okay, well, I mean, so if none of you have anything specific you want to do, I'll tell you that Watson and Hell. Watson, by the way, what's your name as your character?
My name is Odelgard.
Odegaard, okay. So Odegaard and Ash are both at the bar. You're talking to the locals, and as I said, they are talking about this missing villager, wandering trader. So you'll probably get a bit more information out of them. Do you want to roll me? Well, actually, we won't do rolls for now. We'll keep it quite simple. They're just kind of chatting about this guy. Basically, as I said, he's been found dead in this stone circle. And this stone circle is usually quite famous because it's the place where a lot of mysteries are set. People say, oh, this is where, either some evil sorcerer in the past summoned some crazy creature, or maybe it's a nature's ring full of protection and this kind of stuff. Is there anything specific you want to be asking, or you're just making polite conversation?
Well, I know that I'm thinking currently that he deserved it because his llamas keep spitting at me anyway. So maybe they're spitting at other people. Maybe he just darn well deserved it. I have no sympathy.
Yeah. Well, they tell you that actually the llamas weren't found with him. So either he was without llamas, or like Matt with his crossbow. Yeah. So maybe you would have liked him. Maybe he was one of the ones without. We didn't make many enemies.
So I'm going to talk to the locals and be like, you know what? I actually heard 3 towns over of this wandering trader who got eaten by his llamas. Apparently, if they were doing too many trades, the llamas wanted a cut of all of the gold and emeralds and things. So I think that's what happened, that the llamas must have turned on him. So yeah, we were actually looking for rampaging llamas.
I believe it.
I turn to Ash, and I'm like, that is a load of bull honky.
Okay. Well, if you want to see if your character actually believes him or not, we could do our first roll, if that's okay. Yeah. So Hell, I would say Hell, that's not as unbelievable as it could be.
No.
So you're not going to get this advantage. So Hell, I presume, do you believe this to be true or not?
No.
Okay.
No.
You don't think this is true. Okay, could you roll me a deception, please? And
I absolutely can.
yeah, and Watson, could you roll me an insight?
Insight, yeah.
Yes.
So I got 22.
Okay.
Fucking hell.
Hey,
Wait,
no
that's
swearing.
one thing.
No swearing. Continue.
Sorry.
It's fine. No worry.
Sorry.
No worry. Continue.
Okay. Do you get wisdom on top of your insight, or is it just your
So you
insight?
roll.
I
You
can't
roll
remember.
you roll your d. That's breaking the table. You roll your d20, and if you got your wisdom filled in, it'll just be whatever the plus is in there. If you don't have it filled in, it'll be just your wisdom.
Okay. So then that'd be 17.
Okay. Well, in that case, I'm afraid to say that you. I mean, 17 is not too bad, so you're not like completely 100% convinced, but I think you probably do believe what he's saying.
It's plausible at least.
It's plausible at least. Yeah. You're not 100% on it, but you're not going to call him out on it.
Hey Rob,
Alright,
can I
then-
do a roll since I'm watching them? Can I see if I believe them?
Okay, yeah. If you're watching and listening to the conversation, yeah, you can roll as well. So yeah, roll me an insight. 22 is going to take some beating, I would guess.
I would assume.
Perception.
Well, she's
I'm
rolling
adding
the...
wisdom.
Yeah, it'll be your wisdom you are doing in. It's
Okay, so I got a 6 plus 1.
your
Rampaging Llamas campaign. Rampaging Llamas.
I'm gonna tell you now, pretty much the entire pub is like, oh my god, I've never heard about rampaging llamas, but this sounds like a serious issue. They go, actually, you know what? They're going to say, tell us more, Ash. Tell us more about these rampaging llamas.
Okay, so you can identify the rampaging llamas because when you looking directly at them, they actually look like creepers. But then when you turn your back, they spit at the back of your head, and then your brains actually start melting out of the back of your head. It's horrific. The only way that you can sort of prevent this from happening is if you make a beacon out of out of emerald blocks, and then get a wandering trader to dance on top of it. That's the only way to be able to ward off an area.
In the meantime, the music has stopped. The entire pub is in silence, listening to these these things. As far as you'll know, this is all true. This is all true. Fantastic. So Evat, is your character joining in with the conversation as well, or are you just going to sit behind in the meantime?
Yeah, as she gradually grew to believe what Ash was saying, she has now stepped closer and has entered the circle.
Do you want to introduce yourself?
Sure. My name is Naira.
Okay.
To the group.
Yeah.
Oh.
That's okay. Mostly I just needed your name, to be honest. But yeah.
Oh, okay.
If there's anything you specifically want to say, that's also perfectly fine.
No, she'll just kind of hang back. But her name is Naira.
Naira. Okay, fair enough. And Matt and Ellie, you're still just in the background. Do you want to do anything else?
No, I'm cool. I'm enjoying. I'm just
really.
enjoying watching the show.
I'm just enjoying since I know more about llamas.
Oh yeah, you would know more about llamas actually. Yeah.
I'm just enjoying the chaos.
Yeah. Ellie, tell you what, actually, because you are an animal lover, you will know a lot about animals. So, would you like to roll me a nature check? So what I want you to do is, if you get your dice roller thing and roll a d20, a 20-sided dice, and then you add in whatever you have in your nature.
Give me a second. I think I have it. Wait.
Yeah, no worries.
So my nature is +2.
+2, okay.
So I should be adding where.
So you roll your d20,
Okay.
the 20-sided dice, yeah?
Yes.
And what do you get on that?
Wait. How do I roll?
Oh, okay. Sorry. I should say.
You just click the button.
I mean, I never played.
I sent a link in the Discord where you can just go on the website and it has a d20 on it. Well, it has all the dice on it.
Oh yeah, I missed it.
No worries. If you click on there, there'll be
d20.
Yeah. So you click on that and it'll tell you a number.
So, let me 20. Do I break roll? Okay.
Yeah.
10.
Okay. So it's 10, and you said your nature is 2.
Yep.
Okay. So that's 12. So. I was just summoning llamas. No, so unfortunately, 12 isn't as good. So you're a bit skeptical about what Hell is saying, what Ash is saying, yeah, because you know llamas and you've never heard about this, and you probably would have heard about this, but you've no reason not to trust him. So you still do believe him.
Yeah.
Okay.
Also, I'm drunk, so.
So you're drunk. Okay, yeah, that doesn't help, I guess.
Yeah.
Blame it on the liquor.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it is a pub. It is an inn. You know, that's the thing you're doing.
Truth.
I imagine all of you are having a bit to drink anyway, so it's all good.
A little bit.
Yeah, of course.
Oh, but
Yeah.
While this is going on, Rob, can I just eye up the crowd for any valuables that may not be as well secured as they should be?
Do me a perception check.
Nat 1.
That one. You think people are wearing things, but you don't know what these things are.
It's a bit unusual around me, to be fair.
Yeah, so you have no idea. You have no idea what anybody has. Yeah. So, yeah, there you go. That's fine. So, I mean, at any point, you're obviously welcome to go to bed. I'm just going to say you've got rooms in this inn if you want them. But also, as I said, there is various individuals you may want to talk to on our stuff if you wanted to. So what would you like to do? Anybody have anything they'd like to do?
I would like to... Sorry, go ahead.
I'm just going to keep telling more and more ludicrous tales as the night goes on.
I'm going to... I want to ask Ash how he has survived or lived to see such a horrible thing from llamas.
Well. The trick is, I had this fantastic iron sword, and then, unfortunately, it was
like
stolen
mine.
from me. Yeah, in fact, exactly like yours.
It can't be exactly like mine.
Some scoundrel decided to take it from me, and instead of being able to face off these llamas by myself with my mighty iron sword, I had to flee and found myself in this inn and barely escaped from these flame-breathing salamanders, which is why my cloak's all burnt.
Wait.
Probably should have used a bow.
Wow.
I'm going to say you've all rolled already to believe him, and you all do. So this, anything Ash says from now onwards, you tend to believe.
Is law.
Yeah, it's
No,
law.
I didn't roll yet to believe him, by the way.
You
I
didn't,
haven't
to be
rolled.
Oh my
fair.
gosh.
All right.
Do you want to go for it, Matt? Do you want to try?
Sure, but I feel I'm going to regret saying that.
Okay. Well, okay. So
Nat one.
yeah. So you've got. Have you got the link to the dice?
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you
nice
roll a
link.
d20.
That's not good.
What do you get?
5.
5. Okay, well, I mean, you're meant to add in your insight, but I don't think you can get to 22. So I think we're just going to leave it at, and I'd say that everyone in this room, every single person, believes you. Actually, I'll tell you one. There's one person who may not. Let me do a roll myself, actually, because I just realised there is someone in this room. So I need to get my own dice. There is someone in this room who may actually know a bit better about this.
Naira's particularly impressed about the whole fire-breathing salamanders that you had to find.
Yeah.
Wait, so you fought llamas and fire-breathing salamanders in the same day? That's amazing.
Yeah. It is. Unfortunately, I did have to run away from the llamas though because of the sword loss.
Okay, I tell you what, Hell. I tell you what. There is one person who doesn't believe you, right?
They're the murderer.
As I mentioned before, there is, as I said, there is somebody who looks like some kind of adventurer sitting at a table by himself, yeah, with the enchanted axe, and after you've said all your tales and all this kind of stuff, he just kind of bashes his fist on the table, right, and he kind of gets up and goes, "Nonsense! I don't believe a second you've seen a single day of battle."
Okay, that is your opinion, weird man. you feel free to believe what you like, but I'm sure my good fellows here will all be much more open to my battle knowledge.
All right.
Besides, who even are you, strange man?
Well, okay. In that case, he says, "I am Jim Iron Fist. I am a seasoned adventurer." And you can see actually now that he's kind of got up and there's a bit more light. You can see a scar doing all down his left side of his face. And he just says, "If you really are an adventurer, could you show me your adventurer permit, please?"
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can do that.
Yeah.
My friend James has it at the moment because he is using it to go and get an advanced adventurer's permit, which they only give to special seasoned adventurers. And he will be back in the morning, and then I can show you it then.
He goes, "Ha! As I thought. I'm going to bed." And then he just leaves. But from this moment onwards, you can see that the energy is slightly shifted and people are kind of a bit more unsure about the whole situation. This
Can I know a James?
Do you know James?
I said, can I know a James?
Can you know a James?
Yes.
I'll tell you what, you know a James, but I'm gonna guess that Ash doesn't know a James, or at least doesn't know a James he's given a permit to.
Give me a second. No. Ash does know a James. The permit stuff is nonsense. But
Okay.
they know a James that they're with.
Okay, yeah, Watson, you can know a James. It probably isn't going to be the same James, but
That's what I'm betting on.
okay.
It's such a small world.
Yeah.
Oh, I know a James, Ash. Perhaps it's the same one.
Oh yeah, is it James from out west?
Oh, I think they're a little west.
Yeah. Probably the same James then.
Oh, definitely.
Can I be saying this quite loud so that the rest of the pub is hearing this sort of justification?
Yeah. I'm going to tell you what, like, all eyes are on you right now.
Yeah, that's good for me. That's how I like it.
Oh, I'm seeing you, buddy. You're looking great.
I
All right.
to drag the tree.
Well,
Quick. Oh, sorry, Rob. Just I want a quick question.
Mhm.
You said Jim had a diamond axe.
yeah, he had a diamond axe that's shiny. I mean, you probably know that it's. I mean, you know, as a PvP master yourself, you do know that that's probably an enchanted axe. It definitely looks cool. Like,
Yeah.
you're not an axe person, I know, but
But it's impressive nonetheless.
yeah. I mean, the impression you get is that this person is the real deal. This person's gone on adventures, fought creatures, and definitely. And you can see that the whole crowd does respect this person. So the fact that he called Ash out has had repercussion on the mood of the entire evening. Yeah.
Thank you.
Nice. I was going to say, so the other thing that will happen is throughout the night, because you're kind of sitting with the other villagers, you also get to know the barman because he's quite a chatty guy. So I'll give you just a quick introduction to him. His name is Bob Quickfeet, and he used to be an adventurer until it took a crossbow bolt to the shin. And oddly enough,
Sorry about that.
yeah, that was that.
Now, what do you do?
Sorry.
Yeah, he does look at
Nothing.
you. He does look at you a bit with suspicion, Matt. To be honest, just and also he is a player, which is in this world. Most of the people you're going to meet are villagers, but you are technically a different race, which is player, and he is also a player. And as I said, he's lived here for a long time now. He's settled down here, so he knows a lot about the local area, and if you need any information, he's there for you, and obviously a lot about the local gossip as well.
I'm gonna ask
Yep.
Jim Iron Fist if he's ever seen an attacking a dangerous llama, and if he thinks that might have anything to do with the Sing
Yeah. So Jim,
ring trader.
yeah. So Jim kind of left.
Very sincerely.
Yeah. So as I said, Jim had left for a bit, but he will come back eventually. Just kind of sits down and broods again. He's not heard of llamas attacking people before, and he says, he is quite like broody and quiet, but he will chat with you about it, and he has had a lot of adventures. As I said, he is a seasoned adventurer, and he's currently on the way to the capital, which is called I forgot it, Skyforge. Here we go. And he tells you that he's going there because there's been a recent call for adventurers. They're looking for people. Apparently, there's been an attack from some otherworldly beast, and the city is trying to protect itself from future attacks. So they're looking for adventurers to help out. Yeah, but as he's mentioned before, you will need an adventurer permit to do so, because at the moment none of you are technically adventurers, so you need documents. Bureaucracy is very important in this world. Yeah.
Do I know how to obtain one?
Yeah, I mean, so generally what happens, this is probably quite common knowledge, especially if you do want to be an adventurer. Basically what you need to do is actually complete some kind of, task that would require adventurer skills. And then you get a local official that can be a cleric or a librarian, and they will issue you basically a letter of recommendation saying that, you have already done a good deed and therefore you are allowed to do more. It's just a standard practice here.
So we have to break the law in order to get the permit to follow the law.
Yeah.
Well, I was literally just gonna ask. Yeah.
Yeah, kind of.
I use the stones to destroy the stones.
Yeah, it's kind of I mean, adventuring is, let's say law here is a bit wishy-washy. It's not necessarily everything set in stone, If you prove that you're, strong and adventurous and you can do good, they'll accept it, even if, you have to kill the odd person along the way. It doesn't matter,
Also, gotta crack a few eggs to make an omelet anyway.
Yeah.
I like this place.
Yeah.
Well, that's fine because James can vouch for me.
Yeah.
So
and
we're all good.
And if you end up killing too many people, then they'll just find some other adventurers that have killed a bit less people to come and kill you. So it works out in the end.
Yeah.
So you can't have too high of a score is what you're saying, but you can have a decent score.
Yeah.
It's kind of like golf.
Yeah,
So
murder.
make your kills count.
Yeah, murder is a bit like golf, I guess. Yeah.
Make your kills count. That's what I'm understanding.
That's what he
Good to
said.
know.
Yeah. So there you go. Anyway, so that's what he's got to say. But obviously, if there's any questions and stuff you want to know, the bartender is usually a good person to ask.
Excellent.
Yeah. Anything else people want to do?
I heard the hint drop, but I'll let everyone else go first.
I actually meant to ask Bob, but asking Jim was more interesting. Ended up being more interesting.
Yeah. I mean, you can ask Bob as well. The evening will take as long as you guys want it to take. If you say you want to go to sleep, then we'll stop it there. But if otherwise, you can just keep on asking people and chatting and doing stuff.
Can we go clubbing?
I will say that Misty Flows isn't a particularly big village. From what you've seen, I can't imagine you're local. So from what you've seen, it's got like a few houses, an inn, a blacksmith, and a church, and that's kind of seems to be it.
You can club people in the church.
Yeah,
I was about to say.
Yeah, you can buy a club in the smithy and then club people in the church, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah.
I have a bow I can hit people with. I don't need a club. Come on.
Rude.
Yeah.
Well, I am good to turn in and
Okay.
get away from the mysterious weirdo that decided to just call me out for no reason. It's very rude.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Okay.
Yes.
So Ash is going to go to bed.
I'll take a nap as well.
Yeah.
I think my character probably has fallen asleep in the.
I'm gonna walk past Ellie's sleeping character and kind of do the see if she's actually asleep, and then I do want to talk to Bob.
Okay, cool. So at Hell, Matt, you're both gone to sleep. Ellie, you get eventually pushed into bed. They take you back. Watson, are you going to stay up, or are you going to go to bed as well?
I want to talk to the old adventurer as well.
Okay. We'll do Evat first because you said first, so we'll go to Bob first, and then we'll do Jim in a second. So what would you like to know from Bob?
I want to know what he knows about this wandering trader incident.
Okay. Well, so Bob, as I said, he is quite a local person. He, people chat in the pub, so he knows a lot about it, and he likes to know a lot about it. And he kind of goes, he says, no one knows who he was. He was definitely not from around town. He was found stabbed to death in the center of the circle. His limbs were extended towards some of the standing stones, and Most of his possessions were still on him, although curiously he didn't seem to have any goods to sell on him, which is unusual. As we said before, the llamas weren't there either. And, because there isn't really any law in the town, we just got the local cleric, April Shorewater, to go and get the body and bury it. And yeah, there you go. That's what he knows.
Thank you. And this has never happened before? Nothing's ever happened around this stone circle in the past?
A lot of things happen around this town. We've had plenty of murders before, but nothing quite like this. The stone circle, holds certain beliefs for certain people. It's seen as a fairly sacred spot, and no one's ever dared to do anything there before. And we haven't had any wandering traders disappearing in the last few months at the very least.
How do you feel about the circle? You have no beliefs about it?
I'm not a particularly religious man myself, so I don't really know much about it. I'm sure April will be able to tell you more. It is down her alley, for sure.
April?
Yes, he mentioned before. April Shorewater. She's the local cleric.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate that.
No worries. You can find her in the church if you need to.
Thank you.
Okay. Watson, what would you like to ask Jim?
I'd like to go up to him and be like, why would you question a guy who's obviously telling the truth? I mean, he knows James as well. Obviously, he's telling the truth about the llamas.
Jim kind of looks at you like quite slightly exasperated, Being like, look, it's fine. You can believe him if you want. It doesn't matter. But at the same time, I've seen things and his stories just sound implausible. And I've worked with people like him before. He's, a slight bit of a charlatan. He gets away with just telling tall tales, and that's how he lives. Nothing wrong with it, but, if someone's boasting about great adventures, he must have, he should at least have had some adventures.
See, that can't be true. James wouldn't lie.
Jealous.
Oh, this James person. Look, you can believe him if you want. Doesn't mean I have to believe him. Okay, is that the end of the line of inquiry? He seems like he's bored by like this deal. He doesn't really care that much. He just kind of was a bit annoyed, and he's now just more annoyed that people keep talking to him about it. He's just kind of like, well, just let me drink my beer and do your thing. Doesn't matter.
That's fair.
Okay, then I ask him, okay, then why don't you tell me some of your tales? We'll see how believable those are.
Okay. I mean, I don't really have anything prepared, but I can improvise. This is fine. Well, I mean, as I said, Jim isn't like. Don't get me wrong. Jim isn't like somebody who's done, enormous adventures. But he is somebody respected in the local area. So the most of the things he's done is to do with just local surrounding areas. So he's actually from a village nearby, which is called. Damn it, I got it written somewhere. Peakton, which is the other side of the mountains. And he's helped clear out, especially the mountains areas around here. There's a lot of bears, and at night there's a lot of zombies that come, and he just kind of keeps the peace in this local area. But he will say that when he was younger, he went on a long adventure over the sea nearby, and he was basically a sailor for a few years and visited quite faraway lands. Met all kinds of odd creatures, that you may not have encountered before, and eventually returned to his hometown and helped clear out there a bit more. So again, you also do get the impression that Jim probably thinks higher of himself than he should. Again, he's not like a god. He's just a well-respected fighter in the local area, essentially. So you also feel like he is probably lying to you a bit whenever he hams up his tales, But he has been around. He's definitely done some stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
How-
do I like believe him? Like, do I have to roll for that?
You can if you want to. Yeah. So if you roll an insight, so if you roll a d20 and you add your insight bonus,
22.
22. So yeah, that's a very good roll. And as I said, like you do believe him. He seems fairly genuine. As a fish. Imagine like a fisherman catching fish. There is going to be a bit of exaggeration and making it sound a bit more interesting than it was. But I think the core of his stories are legitimate. He's not a sham. If that's what you're thinking. So that's how you feel about him.
All right. Then I'm going to go to bed slightly questioning like who's telling the truth between who's the closer to the truth between Ash and Jim.
Yeah, I guess in your eyes, both of them are saying things that are plausible at the very least. So no, that makes absolute sense. That's fine. Evat, are you going to bed as well?
I'm gonna go to bed. Yeah, I'm gonna retire.
Okay. So you slept at night. You wake up in the morning. It's a brand new day. You get yourself some breakfast at the bar. And then the day is yours to do as you wish. I should point out at the moment, Watson, Hannah, and Evat, you know each other. Matt and Ellie, you could pretend to know each other, but you haven't acknowledged each other yet. So you're technically not part of the group as of this moment.
Dig it.
Okay, so what would you like to do?
Oh.
I'm gonna grab my breakfast and I'm gonna sit down next to Watson, to Beauregard. I'm gonna say, hey.
Yeah.
We're gonna go talk to April Shorewater at the local church. After breakfast.
As I'm spooning whatever calls for breakfast nowadays.
Yeah, it's not great. It's not great food, I will tell you.
Yeah. I'm going to respond to Naira and be like, okay, might as well get some potions while I'm at it.
Cool. Okay, that's good. Yeah, you can head over there. What do the other people want to do? Are you sitting nearby? Are you listening in? Do you want to join in, or what's your plans?
I think I'd probably have my breakfast, and since I'm an animal lover, I think I'd go check on the llamas myself.
Okay, so you want to go out and actually go and explore?
Yep.
Okay. Just out of curiosity, where are you going to exactly? Are you going to the Stone Circle or other places?
I'll go to the circle.
Okay, cool. So you're going that direction. Hell, Matt, what are you planning to do?
I'm following the Iron Sword. Wherever the Iron Sword goes, I will be there.
Wherever the Iron Sword goes, so the little rogue follows.
Lovely.
Love story. I think
Yeah. Matt, what are your plans?
I think I'll go with Ellie and investigate what she's up to.
Okay, cool. Are you going to acknowledge each other's? Are you going to acknowledge each other's existence, or are you just going to just coincidentally walk in the same way?
Just walk next to each other, but don't talk. No. I'll acknowledge her existence, because that would just seem weird, just to walk next to someone and not say anything.
Yeah,
Why do you sit next to me now? Go away.
Exactly. We were sitting back to back. Now we got to walk side by side.
Yeah. Matt, what's your character's name? I don't think I got it.
Ace.
Ace, nice. I like it. All right.
Goes very well with your crossbow.
Right?
Yeah. All right. So you kind of split up. That's absolutely fine. What I'm going to do is we'll go for the church first, because I think the Stone Circle will make more sense once we've done the church. So, as I said, so the three of you are going to go to the local church. And again, this is a very simple building. Again, it's a small village, so it's not anything particularly grand. It's just, some cobble put together to make a space. And when you walk in, you see, as I said, April Shorewater, who is a cleric. She's currently brewing up some potions and kind of minding her own business. But is always happy to see new people come and visit the church. What would you like to do?
I'm gonna walk right up to her and be like, "Yo, got any heels?"
And she's gonna go, "Oh, you're one of the hip, cool kids these days who talk all cool." I don't know. I'm old. Yeah, no, of course. I do make potions, and yes, we do sell them to raise money for the church. So you're looking for some healing potions, did you say?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I should say you all start with 20 emeralds. I don't know if I said that while we were doing character creation. And yeah, 20 emeralds. And your yes, she does have potions of healing, and she sells them for 15 emeralds each. Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah, they are expensive, but also I should point out, actually, Watson, let me think what you could roll for this. What about just what's the roll? What could you do? Just let me have a look a sec. I can't remember what all the skills are for 5th edition. Yeah, if you roll a d20 and you add your Arcana, that's what I was looking for. Oh, by the way, we're in a different soundscape now. There you
I fell through the floor.
go.
14.
Yeah, Ellie broke my chair, and I'm sad now.
All right, all of you
I
guys,
didn't
stop
break it,
breaking the
I fixed
scenery.
Well, we're trying not to, but Ellie decided to just break all
No,
our
I
chairs.
didn't.
All
I
right,
was throwing eggs. I didn't break it.
all right. So
I put mine.
so what did you get, Watson? Did you get 14? Did you say?
14.
And
Yeah.
was that with additional from the Arcana?
So that's with 3 Arcana, one of which is Intelligence, and then an 11 rolled.
Oh, okay, so
So-
14 in total. That's fine. Yeah, so you don't know much about potion prices, but generally speaking, if somebody goes to the clerics, they tend to have cheaper prices than usual, because obviously they do them directly. So yeah, so you're probably getting a good deal, I would have thought, but you don't know for certain.
Okay.
Mhm.
Well, then I'm going to buy.
Mhm.
Question.
Yes.
Would my heal player work without healing potions, or do I have to have healing potions?
No,
for
no,
it?
no. Your heal player will work regardless of healing potions. It's a spell rather than a potion.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So you don't.
Then I'll be
yeah.
like, what?
So you don't actually need one, but if you do want an extra one just in case, you can get one.
Okay. Then I will be like,
Mhm.
Well, guess we'll go another day.
Okay, fair enough. No worries. That's all good. Is there anything you want to ask April specifically? Any of you?
Since I didn't hear this information, I'll leave it to Evat and Hell.
That's a good point, actually, Evat. You were the only one who actually heard this whole thing, so you were the only one who knows.
Yeah.
While
Okay.
while this is happening,
Yeah.
are there potions and things around the area, like on shelves and things?
So it is early morning. She's just started brewing a new batch, essentially. But I guess there is probably stuff lying around that you could pilfer if you really wanted to. But I'd say you probably.
Oh no! I'm definitely gonna like bump into them and break a load of stuff. It's 100%. I'm gonna walk into a shelf.
Okay, so April's kind of chatting with you guys, and then constantly looking over, worried. Like, could you? Because she's very polite, so it's like, could you please be a bit more careful with those? The church needs them, to survive. Please
I
please
say-
don't break them.
I say, yeah, no problem, as I knock one bottle off, manage to catch it, and as I go to catch it, another one falls, and then it's just sort of trying to juggle, just keeping things on shelves.
Whoa, okay, excellent. Well, she's not particularly happy with it, but she's very polite, so she wouldn't really tell you much, but you can see the anxiety in her eyes.
Yeah. And while that's happening, I'm like, Ash, no! And I'm like chasing after him, trying to capture, like, get the potions back on the shelves and all that.
Oh, God. Okay, fair enough.
I'm
Yeah.
I'm gonna roll my eyes at that scene,
Okay, fair enough.
and I'm gonna turn to April, and I'm gonna say,
Yeah.
can you tell me about the stone circle that's nearby? I've been told it's important to you.
Yes, it is. So I don't know if you know much about the Church of Nature's Grace. Actually, I don't know. You probably it is fairly common, so this is probably information you kind of have, but I'll give it to you anyway. So yeah, the Church of Nature's Grace. We don't believe in any particular deity. We just believe they're benevolent spirits who live in the forest, and these spirits don't often interfere with villager life, but will occasionally grant small favours to those who are deemed pure of heart. So that stone circle in particular is quite dear to us because we believe it's what we call an ally circle. It's a place where travellers can rest when they're travelling around. If they rest within the circle, they will be protected throughout the night. At least we believe so. At least we hope so. I'm sure you've heard of the horrible murder that happened a few weeks ago.
No, I didn't. Can you tell me more about it?
Ooh, okay. So so you're pretending you don't know about it?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
could-
Do I have to roll deception?
Yeah, roll me a deception. Yeah.
Okay.
I don't think it's a deal breaker, but definitely it would be good to see what she thinks of you.
Okay, I got an 8 plus 0.
So what, you get 8?
Mm-hmm.
You're quite lucky.
Plus 0.
She
yeah.
got lower than that, so she doesn't really think anything of it. So you're good. Quite lucky there. Yeah, she says, "Oh, you must be really new to town then." No, we had a few weeks ago. This poor wandering trader was found, stabbed in the middle of this stone circle. It was very, very sad. I was asked to go and collect the body. The local smithy called Stephen Hammerman, he found the body while he was going for his morning walk, and he called me because obviously I'm the cleric here. So I went over, collected the body, and made sure it had a proper burial. But yeah, it's terrible because it's a sacred space, and for something like that to happen there, it's very sad.
That is terrible.
Yeah.
And this wandering trader, I guess, since you saw him.
Yeah.
Was he stabbed multiple times?
No, he seemed to have been stabbed once in the chest, and then he bled out quite quickly. I did actually have a chance to examine the body because obviously I had to bury it, and it just seemed like he'd been stabbed. The only things that I thought was a bit weird is that he was covered in coal dust, and there was also some flecks of some kind of blue powder over the body. But it kind of makes sense. It's a coal mining city, village even. So he must have been near some of the mines or something. I do have the personal effects if you're interested. I was hoping that some of his family would eventually come over, so I've been keeping it for them. Would you like to have a look?
I would love to have a look. Yes, please.
Cool. So she has like a little box where she's just kept a few items, and there's like a little gold pendant. There's some cookies, which to be honest at this point are probably inedible. There's a few emerald pieces, and there's an empty notebook pouch, which is there's nothing inside of it, and just some writing equipment.
Oh.
Does he have an adventurer's permit?
He does not have an adventurer's permit, at least not within this box of things.
Disappointing.
Ash is looking for a fake ID.
Yeah, basically, yeah.
Oh, I could definitely
Oh,
make one,
but-
but that seems like a lot of effort.
But now you've mentioned that, actually, April will say that she can give you an entrance permit, if you can prove yourself worthy. And actually, she just goes, oh, wait a second, this may be a good moment to do it. If you can tell me what happened to this poor soul, so you may have some peace, I will
Well,
be
let
more
me
than happy
tell you.
to give you some.
Let me tell you about these llamas, right?
Oh, God.
Okay, so
Not the llamas. Not the llamas.
So before Ash goes right into his spiel, I say, but wait, the llamas weren't there. They never found any llamas.
Yeah.
they never found a murderer either.
Yeah. She says
Yeah.
she says it is quite weird because in the world you live in, wandering traders always do travel with llamas. It's kind of the way they get across the difficult landscape. So it is odd that they weren't found there. And they did kind of look in the surrounding area, so it looks like, llamas tend to stay where they are. Basically, they don't move around too much. So it's a bit odd that they weren't there. And again,
Stolen llamas.
yeah, and again, something that you may probably notice, just because you do come from this kind of area, is that if you have a wandering trader, chances are they'll have something to sell on them, and it just doesn't seem like this wandering trader. Well, he seems like he wasn't a very good wandering trader. Essentially, he just seems like he, yeah.
Can I ask whether this wandering trader is known in the local area as a wandering trader, or are we just assuming that they're a wandering trader?
Well, wandering traders dress in a certain way,
Yeah, but
they're fairly
anyone
recognisable.
can dress up as one.
No, that's fair. Well, as far as April doesn't know this person, and nobody in the village seems to know them, but it's not that unlikely because wandering traders do travel quite far sometimes. So a lot of the wandering traders that happen to come through misty flows don't, they come once, they never really come again. There are some that are definitely regulars, but this particular one nobody seemed to recognise. And again, he hadn't been in the village, and he looked like he was coming towards the village, but he hadn't made it to the village yet. So there was no information about who he was or where he came from.
So the assumption is just purely based on the way that he's dressed.
Yes. But remember, these are kind of like simple people. They kind of go with the, with the obvious. There wasn't really a police investigation or anything like that. You just kind of go, well, Uncle Bob was eaten by a bear the other week. You just kind of give up on searching for murderers, essentially, unless it's someone important. Yeah.
So we get our adventurer's permits if we find out what's happened to this wandering trader, who may or may not be a wandering trader.
Yeah, correct.
Interesting. Well, so I'll tell you exactly what happened.
Oh God.
This man was not in fact a wandering trader at all. He was actually a llama in a wandering trader suit. Now, you might think that's a bit weird, but we crossed a couple of weeks ago a warlock. I know, very scary things. But he turned a llama into a wandering trader, but obviously didn't give him all the goods or the spare llamas. So my thing is that he's clearly crossed the warlock in whatever he's been doing, and therefore the warlock has come, hunted him down, killed him. He's still a llama. That explains why he hasn't got any of the stuff. But the magic doesn't wear off until at least 3 months after the body dies. So that's clearly what happened. Can we have our permit now?
I think you have to roll for that, obviously.
Okay.
But also, I think that is pretty crazy. I think your ability does kick in,
Okay.
which is unfortunate.
So, okay. We've got,
damn
that's a dirty 20, and then, a 24.
God. So just for context for everyone, with Hell, kind of, he had an idea for his character, so we gave him a specific kind of skill. Do you want me to share what the skill is, or do you want to keep it
go
secret?
for it. Go for it.
His particular skill is that if he says a story, if it's incredibly unbelievable, he actually gets advantage on his roll. But which means it's more likely to succeed. But obviously, if they don't believe him, then obviously they're going to think he's absolutely insane because, he's come up with the most insane story. But unfortunately, in this particular case, April does believe you. And she goes, oh, that is horrible. How did that happen? Oh, that's terrible. And he goes, well, as a seasoned adventurer, I it would be good to. What I would like to do is to be able to, bring some kind of some information to his family to let them know. Sorry, there's a church bell outside. Pretend it's the church which is ringing. It fits in. So pretend that I'd like to know that I would like to give something to his family, some kind of proof of what has happened. Very good, well done. That is almost worthy of a permit, but I would like some kind of document or something that we can give to his family to prove, that that's what happened to him. Yeah.
I do have this coin.
Oh God.
So, I have this coin that we discovered when we were encountering the warlock, and it said that if his magic is nearby, then when you rub water on it, it will change from like an orange color to a bright blue. So I mean, we can test to see whether the magic is about, and then that's we could give that sort of proof to his family.
Wait, you want to prove that the warlord is around right now?
No, proof that his magic has been around. Because we need to go to the circle and then cover the coin in water, and then if there's that warlock's magic, then the coin will change color.
So she's gonna actually cast a spell.
Sure.
You're not really spellcasters. You don't really know what she's doing. She just kind of does a little.
Spellcaster.
Yeah, she does a bit of a spell. Well, a cleric, they do dabble in magic a bit. They're not like super into magic, but she looks at him and goes, "Oh, I'm afraid that you've been deceived. This is this coin isn't actually magical. I'm afraid."
What?
Yeah.
That's not possible at all. Maybe it's not magical in itself, but the coin can detect magic and absorb magic. Yeah. Maybe that's what it is.
It's very nice that you want to help, and I know you're very keen to get your permit, but I'm afraid, I understand a bit of this magic world, and unfortunately, this coin isn't. It's unfortunately just a coin. Although it's a very odd metal, I would say, but it's not. It's definitely not magical in any way.
I've been scammed. I will not accept this.
Yeah. All right. Anyway,
justice will be had.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, go ahead.
I was just gonna do a thing. I was gonna cut just to Matt and Ellie because we've been talking a lot for this group, and then we'll come back to you guys. Don't worry. So you'll get a chance to finish off. But in the meantime, let's see what Matt and Ellie are up to. So you guys are gonna go to the stone circle, yeah?
Yes.
Who's leading the way?
I probably am.
Okay, so could you do me a survival roll? So if you roll a d20 and add your survival bonus to it.
Roll 11 and let me see because I don't know them by heart. Survival plus 3.
Okay, so that's 14. Ooh, okay, so it should take you about 20 minutes to get to this stone circle. It takes you closer to an hour to get there.
Oh.
You probably took the wrong turn somewhere, but you do eventually manage to find where this thing is, and it is pretty obvious. There's like an open space, and within this open space there's 7, 8 stones in a circle formation. So you do find it. So actually, as an animal lover, when you kind of get close to this, you do start to feel some kind of aura emanating from it. Matt, you don't feel this at all, but Ellie does.
No.
You do sense that there is some kind of magic in play here, some kind of benevolent magic. And actually, do you want to do me? Both of you can do this. You can either do a history check or a religion check. You get to choose which one.
I feel like I'd go with the history check.
Yeah, whichever one you got the highest, I would go for that.
Oh, I have no idea.
look on
It
this
doesn't matter.
Well, where do I see him?
So it's the skills. You see the list of skills.
Oh,
Yeah. So.
it's the same one, so...
Oh, okay. Just roll a dice and add whatever it is then.
So
My
I'll
history
probably
is
go
12.
with history.
What do you get?
So,
12.
Okay.
draw
Yeah.
7.
7. Okay. So neither of you really know much about this this stone circle. I mean, you can see that like the stones have carvings on them, that like circular or spiral carvings on them. Ellie, you probably kind of recognize it as being again some kind of spirit circle thing, but you don't know anything about it really. Matt, maybe what did you do, Matt? Did you do history or it doesn't matter?
I did history,
History.
but it's the same.
Yeah, so you know historically that stone circles are a thing associated with some ancient religions, but you don't really know much about it, to be honest.
Hmm.
Yeah, so that's your knowledge about it. What would you like to do when you're here?
Explore around the area, look for different signs of what could have been,
Yeah.
or what might lead to what's there.
Okay, so you're having a look around just to see what you can find. So I'm just changing the music there to make it a bit more outsidey. So what you could do is a perception check. Are you both doing this? Are you both looking around?
Yep.
Okay.
I would like to add, maybe I could try and talk to some rabbits that could be around.
Okay. Yeah, definitely. You could definitely
Maybe if
talk.
he saw something sus.
Yes. Okay. So yeah, you can talk to rabbits, which is excellent. Now, I would say there probably is some animals
hell?
nearby.
What?
What
What is my...
happened? Did you lose your minecart? Okay. Yeah.
Keep breaking things again, Ellie.
Yeah. No. So Ellie, you do see there is definitely some local fauna, and I'd say if anything's smaller than a rabbit, you can talk to it. There's probably like a chicken around or something like that. I'll start off with Matt because then it makes more sense. Matt, you looking around. What do you get, sorry, on your perception?
19.
Oh, fantastic. Okay, you definitely find some stuff then. So you see that at the center of the circle, there's definitely some dried blood. It's been probably there for a few weeks, but it's definitely there. I think with that roll, you can probably make a bit of an observation that there's not a lot of blood there. If someone was stabbed and bled out there, it doesn't make sense. There's not a lot there. So it's either it's been cleaned away and it could have rained or something, but it looks a bit odd. You also see that there's probably a bit of a blood trail coming from outside the stone circle. Oh, that's my computer doing a fan. But yeah, so you notice that kind of that the impression you get is that maybe the body was dumped there rather than killed there. Yeah.
Gotcha.
And Ellie, you actually will get confirmation of this because I see people want me to do voices in the chat, so I think I'm going to do some voices, obviously. So you find a nice rabbit, and the rabbit goes, "Hello, how's it going?" Now, rabbits obviously aren't particularly intelligent creatures, so, bear that in mind.
Rabbits know everything. Excuse you.
Okay, so... well, maybe not this one.
I can read your soul. What do you mean?
So what do you want to ask the rabbit?
If it has seen anything... What the hell? If it has seen anything weird in particular, probably a wandering trader being stabbed or moved here.
Ah, I've seen weird things. There was a fox the other day. The fox tried to eat me, and then I found a carrot, and that was fun. Is that what you mean?
Unfortunately, no. As much as interesting as this is.
You mean creatures like you?
Yes.
Okay, wait. So, there was one creature like you, but he had another creature like you on him, and then one left, and the other one stayed, and then another creature like you came, and then he left, and then another creature like you came with the other one, and then they all left. Sorry, my fan is incredibly loud, but unfortunately it's 35 degrees here in Italy, so the computer needs to survive. Sorry, continue.
Did it happen one of these creatures to have the color red on them?
I'm colorblind!
Oh,
That's inconvenient.
Wow, Ellie. Wow.
That was so insensitive.
Wow.
Brutal.
I thought you were an animal lover, Ellie.
yeah, my brain.
We all have our moments. It's fine.
I'm
It's
still
fine.
drunk.
He's not offended or anything, he's just, just matter of factly telling you that color isn't a concept he understands.
Oh yeah. Did it happen to be one of the creatures on the run?
On the run. No, none of them were running, but there was a different other creature. He spat at me.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Well, that wasn't helpful.
There you are.
So I think I'll move on.
Okay, cool. But yeah, that's some good information there. Is there anything else you guys want to do at the stone circle, or shall I jump back to the other guys?
you can
Some of the
jump.
other.
Yeah, I can't think of anything.
Okay. Yep. Do you guys have anything else you wanna do before we? Anything else you wanna ask April?
I want to get my permit, so I will do whatever family thing she wants me to do to get my permit.
Yeah.
Maybe get the Evat sword.
Yeah.
While he was talking about and trying to get his permit his way,
Yeah.
can I inspect the gold pendant and the empty notebook pouch?
Yes. Do you want to do a perception roll?
Or pretty bad.
What do you get?
I got a 4 plus. Wait, oh no, perception is plus 3, so 3. So 4 plus 3.
4 plus
Yeah.
3 is 7.
It's at least 22.
That's not particularly good, so I'm going to say that you can't really notice anything weird to do with those items.
Mm-hmm. Is it just like a plain pendant, or is there like something on there that I can't really make out?
Again, with that roll, you can't really tell. You probably think it's some item that was, special for the person. It could have been maybe like a religion icon or something like that, but you're not familiar with it at all.
Fair.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I will return them.
Cool. Excellent. Anybody else want to do stuff here?
Oh, and I did want to buy one of her potions.
Yeah. So
It was
it's
15 emeralds.
15 emeralds. Yeah. So 15 emeralds, she'll give you a potion. It's just a splash potion of healing, and I'll tell you what you get when you roll it, when you need it. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
No worries. Yeah, my computer's taking
So-
off, and I don't know what to do about it, but I'll be fine. Sorry. Yeah.
Can I say to her, be like, look, you want us to do this adventuring thing,
Yeah.
and we're a little bit short on supplies. So is it possible that we could take 2 potions off your hands for 20 emeralds? Because we're kind of doing you a solid, really. So
I'd say roll me a persuasion, I guess. Yeah, because you are trying to persuade her. At the end of the day, it's no skin off her.
that's a 12.
No, I think at the end of the day, she's not. She doesn't know the trader. She's doing a favor, and the money you're taking away is taken away from the church. So she kind of goes, no, I'm really sorry. I'm glad you're willing to help, but unfortunately, we got to keep a roof over our heads as well. So I can't really do anything lower than that.
All right, that's fine. I have a contact that I can probably get some cheaper. Sorry, we couldn't do business.
No, that's okay. No worries.
What is it that I actually need to take to this family thing? What do you need me to take back?
I think all it is it's not like it's just something that gives them a bit of closure, so they know exactly what's going on. Why is it the bell's ringing again at this point? Anyway, background noises aside, I think all she wants is a bit more proof of what has happened.
Okay.
Because she did believe you, but at the same time, it's a bit unsatisfactory for his family if they don't really know what's happened, or this person isn't brought to justice, or I think she just wants something a bit more tangible to be able to do it.
Okay, so
Yeah.
we should go to the circle then.
Okay. So you guys go to the circle. Yeah.
Yeah, hold on.
Yeah, before we go.
So
It's good. Can I ask if we can take his personal effects with us, just so that way, in case we need something to solve the mystery, to do the adventure, we have it?
I'll tell you what. Yeah, I guess so. I mean, yeah, I mean, it's been a few weeks. No one's come to claim it yet. In a way, it's occupying space, so I guess she would give it to you. Yeah, I think so. She probably is going to keep the emeralds though, because that's she can't see how that would be useful to you.
Okay.
But the rest of the stuff you can take. So that's what did I say? So there's a gold pendant. The cookies I would generally throw out, but if you want to keep them, there's 12 of them there. And there's an empty notebook pouch and some writing equipment. Do you want to do actually, Watson? Do you want to do a perception, seeing that you're grabbing the items and putting them away?
Perception? Yeah, I can do a perception.
Yeah.
That's a 12.
12. Okay, you don't notice too much. So, I mean, the items are a bit battered. As I said, like, there's a bit of coal over them. There's this blue powder of them as well a bit. But then
Blue
also...
powder?
Yeah, there's a blue powder on the body. But also, you notice that the notebook, the pouch where the notebook was in, it has a latch, but the latch seems to have broken off. As if it's been like scraped and just kind of snapped off. So you don't know why, but that's what you find.
Okay.
Can I ask
Yes.
whether April can give us some sort of blessing to help us on our way?
Yes, she will. She'll say, "It is not up to me to give you a blessing, but I will pray to the spirits and see if they feel like you are worthy of this blessing." So she kind of she raises her hands to the air, and I'd say it's an interesting one. I think the spirits are probably they're not often giving blessings, but I will say, like, some of you do feel like a burst of inspiration from it, especially Watson and Evat. You feel it. Hell, not so much, I'm afraid.
Rip.
I mean, you have broken this poor woman's complete income stash, but yes.
We didn't break it. We worked together as a team and saved it.
Yeah. So what you get is that for the next hour, your perception rolls are done with advantage. Yeah. So Watson and Evat, if you need to do perception, you get to roll 2 d20s and get the highest roll. Okay.
Yeah. Is that like our in-game or our
Thanks, Ash.
It's
fourth wall break?
It's our in-game. So
In-game.
I'll tell you when it ends, or we'll let you know when it ends. Okay.
Okay.
You're welcome. The cost is 1 iron sword.
I walk
No.
out.
Oh my god.
I walk out, head towards the stone circle.
Okay,
You're in
you
love with
head to the
Iron Sword,
stone
aren't you?
circle. Fantastic. So in the meantime, Ellie and Matt, what are you guys doing? Are you leaving the stone circle, or are you doing stuff there still?
Well, I don't know.
They're just standing there awkwardly staring.
Well,
Just admiring the area.
What do you mean?
I would say inspect a little more because there's a whole blood trail and stuff leading away. So trying to figure out if there's anything near or around that might
All right.
help.
Let's see how long it takes the other guys to get there. Watson, Helen, Evat, can you roll me a survival check? Well, actually, who's going to be leading? Really, who do you think is going to be the one? You
I
know?
think
Well,
Effort.
I have +3 to survivals. So what about you guys?
+3.
I
I have
plus
+1.
one.
I mean, Ellie, you're already there, so you're not part of the getting there, so you're fine.
So,
Okay,
yeah,
so
since
if
I
you
know Watson
Yeah,
previously,
Watson
I probably know that she's better at it, so I'll let her lead.
Okay, so Watson, do you want to roll me a survival
Yeah.
check?
Yeah. That's 15.
Okay, yeah, so it takes you about 20 minutes to get there. I would say then this kind of lines up because Matt and Ellie, you took an hour to get there. You've been looking around. So by the time you finish looking around, the other guys have arrived here as well. And you kind of recognize each other from the inn, although technically, again, you don't know each other. So you may want to introduce each other or just ignore each other. It's up to you. And yeah, now you're all here. What do you want to do?
I'm gonna go up to the one not pointing a bow at us
That's fair.
What?
and be like,
Yeah, to Ellie.
"Oh, what are you doing here?"
So, Ellie, what do you say?
Oh, we are trying to figure out what happened to the water trainer.
Oh my gosh, us too. Hi, my name is Odelgard. What's your name?
My name is Zeph.
Nice.
Well,
Zeph?
I guess we're on this mission together.
Yep.
Yeah, I put my hand out towards Zeth. And Naira.
Okay.
Nice to meet you. My brain's not working.
Cool. So I'm assuming you guys probably talk for a while. Is there any information you're trying to keep secret, or you're just sharing everything you know?
I think I'm gonna keep secret, like, the wandering trader's belongings because I don't fully trust them yet.
Okay. fair enough.
Especially since one of them is gold. It's like, I don't want to risk it.
Yep, that's fair. Okay.
Probably keep my information secret as well, since I'm not really talking to people a lot.
That's okay. So you kind of
We're talking to animals.
okay, so you mostly know what's been going on, so you're kind of a bit more up to speed about that. Yeah. So where do you want to go from here? Why is this computer not? Fan. Stop going. Anyway. Yeah.
So by sharing information, Matt, have you told us about the blood trail?
Yes, I've explained what I found because I want people to trust me, even though I'm pointing a crossbow at your face.
Okay. I'm going to say, why don't we follow that blood trail, see where it goes?
Okay. Well, if you want to follow a trail, it'll be another survival check. So seeing you're the one who suggested it, do you want to roll a survival check? Watson?
Yeah, let's roll a survival.
Yep.
Oh, that's a 6.
Oh dear.
I mean, Matt, you're quite good at survival as well, aren't you?
Yes.
So you probably would roll it anyway, kind of, you'd still trying to do your own work as well, so do you want to roll? See what you get.
Yep. I got 16.
Okay, that's better.
That's more like it.
Yeah,
So Odegaard is kind of looking around, trying to follow, goes the wrong way, goes back to where it started, is a bit confused, and and Ace is there just going, it's this way. Follow me. But the thing is, unfortunately, it doesn't seem to lead too much. So what you seem to find is that the trail goes to just outside the circle, and then it stops there. But what you do also find, and again, it's been a few weeks, so it's very difficult to see, but it seems like some kind of animal was standing there for a while. You can see a bit of like hoof marks.
Can I check for llamas?
Can I do a llama check?
Yeah, that's a skill, I'm sure. I guess, yeah, I mean, you can do a perception if you want, but I'm going to tell you there ain't any llamas nearby. You don't even need to roll. No, but Ellie, actually, you probably vaguely recognise, it does look like it is consistent with a llama, these footprints. So llama's been here. And you can kind of see that llama has come from somewhere, but you don't really, you follow it for a tiny bit and then you kind of lose it. It's not really that obvious.
Should the footprints be like the llama ran away or normal walking?
Honestly, it's been 2 weeks. You can't really tell. I can tell you though that he came from a direction that, if you kind of know a bit about a local place, it's towards the mines vaguely. It's kind of going from out towards the outer part of town rather than towards the town. But that's as much as you can gather from looking at this.
Oh, okay. So I basically just found the llama's footprints, but not understand where they could go.
Yeah. Yeah, you can kind of distinguish different kind of footprints, but yeah, it's a bit weird. 2 weeks is a lot of time. It probably hasn't rained too much as it is the summer, but even so, it's not ideal.
Can I look at the stones?
Yes. Actually, yeah, you guys went to originally.
I'm going to come back in 1 minute. I should. Yeah, I need a break.
That's okay. Yeah, if you need a break, feel free to go for a break. No worry at all. The rest of you guys, kind of, you could roll like a history or a religion check, but basically, what you get from it is exactly what April has said, which is that this looks like a stone circle, which was used as some kind of safe space for wandering traders, and they would sleep here and be protected overnight. You don't really know if it's magical or not. None of you would probably have any kind of distinct aura from it or anything like that. You don't know if it's a folk tale. Depends how much you believe in the religion, essentially. But
can I do a religion check?
You can do a religion check, but again, this is what you'll get because you kind of have talked to April already, and that's the information. You wouldn't know anything extra. You've got the information already.
Would I know what that blue dust is that they keep talking about?
You could do an Arcana check, yes, if you wanted to. Yeah, I think. I think Watson, you probably can do an Arcana check as well.
Yeah.
Because you're kind of a spellcaster, so you may be familiar with it. But I think the other guys.
Come back. What did I miss?
Nothing. It's all good.
Literally
This has
nothing.
been my highest roll yet. I got a 17 plus 0.
Okay. Yeah, Watson.
Oh, I didn't realize. Okay, 1 second.
Yeah, noise.
That's 14.
Okay. I mean, between the two of you, yeah, you kind of, you look at it a bit, you kind of think about it, and you recognise it as probably being lapis dust, which is used for spell casting and that kind of stuff, enchanting. So it is something that you are familiar with. You're fairly certain it's that, and I don't think you'd know where it comes from necessarily. It's from mines, but you wouldn't be familiar if the mines nearby would have it or not.
Can we go speak to Stephen Hammerman?
Yes. If you want to leave the stone circle, you can. Yeah.
I mean, I'm not going to go on my own, but I'll suggest that to the group
Yeah.
and say he found the body, and being a local is probably likely to know more about why this trader is covered in coal dust and potentially there's blue lapis powder.
Perfect. Yeah. Do you want everyone happy with that?
Yeah, that sounds good to
Yeah.
me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oops, sorry,
Since I'm still trying to figure out if if Ash is 100% truthful compared to Jim, I'm gonna follow him.
that's fair. Yeah, yeah. I mean, I think at this point you can just say that if it's okay with you, you're currently a group, so you can just act as a collective. You don't have to say exactly what you're doing, as long as you don't want to split up. In which case, just let me know. Okay, so you go to the blacksmith. I said it's one of the main buildings in town. Now you're kind of outside, you can kind of see the town a bit better. As I said, there's a church, there's a blacksmith, there's a Fletcher, which you may have not noticed before, and there's an inn as well. The blacksmith is run by, as I said, Stephen Hammerman. He's a middle-aged villager with dark black hair and a large bushy beard. And he gives you a bit of his backstory. Well, I mean, he's very chatty, so he does give you a backstory. He's basically, he used to be a miner, and then eventually took over from the smithy's owner about 20 years ago. And yeah, as you approach, he is kind of just working at the forge, essentially. So what would you like to do?
You're saying he's about 38 then?
What? The man's about 38?
Nope.
What?
Yeah, sorry, it's a terrible joke. You said he used to be a miner and then 20 years ago he took over the forge.
Right.
It had to be done.
Ash takes 2 damage. No, I'm joking.
Can I not go in the smithy and instead try and sneak around the back and see if there's like another entrance, just in case anything's like stashed away that they wouldn't want the public to see?
Yeah, you can definitely have a look. What I'll say is we'll probably go for the conversation first, and then I'll tell you what's going on with you, because it'll probably take you a bit of time to go around and have a look. So what would you guys like to know?
I would like to ask him about if there's any lapis in the mines around here, because he would know, right?
Yeah, he goes, "Oh, yes, hello!" This is how he talks. I've noticed in chat people want me to do voices, so we're doing voices now, okay?
We love the voices.
Yes. Hello, yes! Oh, yes! There is, well, kind of. We've got plenty of mines around here. There is the new mine, which opened a few years ago. That's strictly coal. We haven't got deep enough yet to find any lapis, so you'll only find coal in there. But there is an old mine where there was the occasional lapis vein, and yeah, we would end up getting covered in coal. But it has been closed for at least a few years now, and it's a dangerous place. I wouldn't go there.
Dangerous, you say?
Yes, very dangerous. I mean, there's been a lot of collapses. The main corridor was constructed to bear a lot of weight, but the branches, we kind of just built them for the time being temporary buildings, So a lot of them have collapsed in the meantime.
I do like danger.
How long were you a miner for? I don't say 18 years.
I was... Damn it, I was just about to. No, I was a miner for a good 10 years, but I wasn't really interested in that line of work. So when there was an opportunity to intern as a blacksmith's apprentice, I helped out with that. And eventually I did get this job. I mean, to be honest, he's middle-aged, so 18 doesn't sound too crazy for him to have stopped. So yes, I was a miner for maybe 10 years, I would have said, before taking over this wee shop here.
Yeah, do you see any wandering traders when going to the mines very often? Was that a common route for them?
No, the wandering traders tend to avoid the mines because there is a way to the nearby town, Peakton, but that's a different route. There isn't really much to do in the mines. Most of the goods kind of come to the town anyway. So there wouldn't be any reason for wandering traders to go that way. I don't particularly myself go to the mines. Usually the miners come to me. But I do like to go on long walks, and that's how I found that poor fella in the stone circle that everyone's talking about.
Yeah, have you seen any llamas since you found his body?
Llamas? No, not really. But again, I not the routes I go. But yes, it has been quite odd. I did kind of have a look around the stone circle to see if there was anything suspicious, and we just didn't see any llamas, which was odd.
Hmm.
Could you?
So-
Oh, go ahead.
Did you find any leads? Sorry, it had to be said.
Did you find any leads? No, I couldn't find any leads. Again, I'm not an investigator myself. I am a simple blacksmith. So I had to, I left it to the cleric, and she did an excellent job with the body. He's turning, I don't know what even accent it is. He's turning Welsh. Yes. Oh, yes, the Welsh. No, I'm not going to do this. This is going to turn into the racist hour.
Rob voice.
Rob's gets cancelled.
Yeah, Rob gets cancelled for pretending to be Welsh. It just went. I lived in Cardiff for 3 years. Okay, it occasionally goes in that direction. Right, continue.
Do you know any reason why a wandering trainer would need any coal powder? Like, did you sell? Like, do you know if anyone sold coal powder a lot to wandering traders when you were a miner?
It's odd that he was covered in coal because the town itself, we produce the coal, but we then bring it to Peakton to sell there, and then they kind of deal with the wandering traders. Occasionally you'll get a wandering trader kind of slightly cutting into the line and buying coal from here to kind of cut out the middleman, but it's not usually the done thing. Most of the time the coal is taken to Peakton. So yeah, it is odd because he didn't actually arrive to the town, so I guess he could have gone. Yeah, and I guess also the odd thing is that like the ways that it's off the beaten track. That the stone circle is off the beaten track, so it's not like he would have just stumbled across it. He would have had to gone off the way to find it.
What brought you that way?
As I said, I like to go on walks, and I don't mind off the beaten track. I've lived here all my life, so I know the ways around. I know where it is safe, and when it's not safe, I know how to handle myself. So it's all good.
What would make it unsafe?
Well, there's lots
Llamas.
of various dangers around here. There's very thick woods and stony peaks, and you get all kinds of wild animals that may attack. We've had bears before. There's definitely wolves, all these kind of creatures that do occasionally cause some mayhem. Also at night we do get zombies, as the villager does. So if you're not careful and you don't time carefully, or you don't know where you're going, you could get lost and get eaten. So you have to be very careful with that. Nothing too big than that. You do occasionally get like the odd robber trying to hold people at gunpoint, but it's not very common.
So I stop admiring all the weapons around for just a moment, and I circle back around and I ask him, could you happen to give us directions to this old mine?
Yes, of course. I mean, he just kind of points you to the direction. He does give you actually like a few shortcuts as well, which will get you there quicker. But he's just out of town essentially. It'll take you about 30 minutes to get there.
Nice, thank you.
Yeah. So with those directions.
Do you know what direction Peakton is?
So the mines are towards the west essentially, and the stone circle is towards the west. Peakton
That's
is
where James is.
Okay, fair. And then basically there's a route which isn't really a road, but it's more like just a safe route that comes from the north towards the south, and Peakton's in the south. You have to cross the mountain to get there. And there is obviously legends that the locals have like secret ways across the mountain, but most of the wandering traders just go over the mountain and across. Secret tunnel. Yeah.
Right.
I was just thinking that.
Yeah. In the meantime, so if you guys have anything else, we can come back to it in a second. Ash, in the meantime, is trying to sneak around the back. I think mainly I want you to do a sneak roll. Is it stealth? A stealth roll?
Sure. That is a 19.
A 19. I think it's unlikely anyone's idea, but I'll just do a quick roll just to be sure. Just needs to be a natural 20. No, you're good. The impression you get is the building is quite small. There's a nice big open area on the front, where obviously you've got the forge and the anvil and all that kind of stuff that you use for smithing, but the actual shop itself seems to be quite tiny. So there isn't really so much as a back door, but there is like a window you can peek through if you want to. So what you mainly see is, you got basically two rooms. You got like the front room, which has all these weapons on show. And then you can there's a second window you can see through, and that seems to be the bedroom, where Stephen sleeps. So he's got like a few personal effects. He's got like a little cooking pot thing and bed, table, but it seems quite, it's not the most fancy place in the world, although he still makes quite a good bit of money off tools.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Nothing. Are there any like chests or locked containers that he would stash anything that?
I would say roll me a perception, but I want it with disadvantage this time because you kind of are looking through a window. Yeah.
Okay, that's a 9.
Nothing you can make out. You'd assume that if this person lives here, then chances are there is a little place where he puts his money and that kind of stuff, but you can't make out anything you'd obviously know where the money is, or any hidden things.
Okay. Yeah. My main thought really was whether he'd taken anything from the body when he found it.
Not
Like
that you
if
can
it's-
see.
Yeah, nothing that he would stash away. Okay.
Yeah, there's not like a lovely notebook on the table, just with a glowing aura and an arrow above it saying dangerous notebook or something. No, there's nothing like that.
Can there be?
Yeah.
Probably not.
Can I use find plot hook? Let me. Okay, so
Yeah.
I'm just debating whether it's worth breaking into the back room. I'm gonna say no. It's probably not, because the llamas are the ones that killed him, not Stephen. So
Have you actually started believing this yet, or is this still?
oh yeah.
Okay.
Now I'm now starting to be convinced that
He
the
started
llamas
to believe.
actually did it.
He started to believe his own story. He's so convinced.
That's one of my character traits. Is I've told so many lies that I can no longer tell which ones are true and which ones are
Yeah, that's
made
why
up.
I asked. Yeah.
I love that.
So yeah, since the llamas did it, I think the llamas ran away. We couldn't find them at the circle. So yeah, I'll just go back and meet up with the others and see what they've found out.
Cool. Okay, that's all good. So I'm assuming you can fill him in. Is there anything else you would like to ask Stephen?
Can I? Yeah, can I ask him? Are the mines particularly dangerous? Are they still running? Do people still sort of? Is it a functional mine, or is it more of an abandoned one?
The old mine, I mean, the new mine is obviously used, and there's lots of people there digging constantly. But the older mine, no, that would be completely abandoned. Nobody really goes there at all. And as I said, it is dangerous in the sense that there's a lot of rock falls. So you have to be careful of that.
Creatures.
There was, when it was in use, there wouldn't have been any creatures in there, but there's no guarantee that, now it's abandoned. Some creature may have, made it its home, but he doesn't know. Obviously, he hasn't gone there himself since. Some wild animals may have wandered in, as far as he knows, but he doesn't know.
So what you're saying is it's not secure enough that a llama couldn't have got in there?
Yeah, sure. Yeah. No.
Okay, well, this sounds like the place that we need to go then, because
the
it seems
llama
like
is
the most
already-
likely place that the llama would go, yeah.
All right. Is everyone happy to go towards the old mine, or is there anything else you would like to do?
I'm down to go to mine.
Let's go.
Let's go to the men.
Alrighty.
Never mind.
Yeah. Okay. So you all go to the mine, which is, as I said, it does take you a while to get there, even with the directions. Like you kind of pass the newer mines to your left, and then you kind of get a bit further, and it is a bit of a weird path because a lot of it is now overgrown. It's been a few years now, but you do kind of eventually manage to make your way to the entrance to this mines. And yeah, the mine again. The entrance itself is quite overgrown, but you can definitely still walk in. It's not an issue. Something you will notice quite obviously as soon as you get there, and this is going to be a big twist, I would say, is you notice a llama tied to a post.
Oh,
knew it.
My goodness, Ash's day has been made.
Yeah.
Yes.
I will
I
point
told
out.
you guys.
I'll mention again that it's tied to a post. Okay.
Yeah.
So
Can
that's
I
one
do
thing.
Can I do a perception check on whether this llama is dangerous or not?
Yes, you could do a perception check. I think probably insight is more what you want.
Insight?
Yeah,
Okay.
because you're trying to judge his character.
That's 14.
14. Yeah, I'd say he doesn't look dangerous. He just seems like a normal llama. Doesn't seem like it's gonna attack anyone. He doesn't. His eyes aren't red. He's not like foaming at the mouth or anything like that.
All drinks you
Alright.
kill at all. Yeah. Into the stomach, so. Ash
Yeah.
was turning the truth all alone.
Yeah. Yeah. Is there anything else you want to do?
Can I look
explore
around the
around and see.
entrance? Oh, go ahead.
Yeah.
Yeah, same thing. Explore around and see if there's anything
Okay.
that I might notice.
Okay.
I'll
Anyone who
explore
wants?
with Ace.
Anyone who wants to look around, roll a perception.
Okay.
All right.
And it's not the
with
end of the hour
advantage?
yet, is it?
Sorry, it's not.
Okay.
What did you say, Watson? Sorry.
I was asking if it's at the end of the hour yet.
It takes 20 minutes to get back. Yeah, I'd say you are coming towards. I'll tell you what. I'll give you this one, but then after this one, it's probably going to be over. Yeah. So you roll 2 d20s and you take the highest one.
I got 15.
15,
I got 21.
21. Okay, cool.
Ooh.
So the things that you'll notice, I think. When you both roll tiny enough, you kind of notice at the same time. I would say the main thing you notice is that the llama is slightly soaked with blood, which is obviously not a great
Told
thing.
ya.
But it is dried blood, if that helps.
2 weeks old, roughly, would you say?
If I had to guess, yeah, probably. I don't know if you would be able to know that, but yeah, let's say 2 weeks. You also find there's been almost like there's somebody burnt something there. They made like a small fire and burnt some stuff on it, but it's all kind of gone by now, so you don't really know what that was.
You all thought I was crazy.
Yeah.
No, I believe.
I pet the llama, and then
Okay.
do I notice anything about the entrance? Is it open?
Yeah, the entrance is just a big hole, essentially. You can just go in.
Okay.
It is dark.
Not working.
That's anything. You will probably all have torches as your kind of starter kit. But it is a dark, musty thing, and there's nothing really nothing noticeable about the entrance except that, it's an old abandoned mine. There's like a rail going into it, but that's kind of it.
Do we notice any like blood other than on the llama?
Only 1%
Just, like,
people.
What? Was that? I don't know what happened there. going on?
I think
Only 1% of people notice blood not on the llama.
Yeah.
Did we notice any blood like on the ground, on walls, like anything not on the llama?
Yeah, you can probably find there's a bit of blood in the area, but like a few drops here and there, I would say. Nothing too crazy, but there is a bit of blood kind of leading towards the entrance and inside.
Ooh.
I would like to take point as the lead member of the Anti-Llama League,
Oh, God.
and head straight in to face the Chaos Llama.
Okay.
Yeah.
Would I be aware that anyone in this group has the capability to talk to animals?
You personally haven't seen Ellie talk to an animal,
Okay.
so you wouldn't be aware of it unless she shared that information, but I don't think she has, unless you want to.
Besides, I don't think I can
Do I
talk
know
to
that
llamas.
that's possible for people to talk to animals? Like, would that even
Yeah.
cross my mind? Like, hey, does anyone know how to talk?
Yeah, you probably would be aware that people can talk to animals.
Okay.
But just to
But
kind of
I've seen
simplify
Ellie do
this, Ellie can't talk to llamas yet.
Oh. Oh.
Oh,
Oh.
it will make
Fair
a
enough.
lot easier. I'd be like, "Hi, did you kill a villager?"
I did not imagine at any point that the llama was going to become the main suspect, but I'm glad this is happening. Yeah.
Did you
See-
happen to do a murder?
I can talk to llamas, they just can't talk back. So
Okay.
Right. Do you want to go into
Fine.
the cave?
yes.
Yeah, I'll follow
Let's go
Ash.
Okay.
Yes.
I'm
Yeah,
just gonna
I'll
put
go
this
in.
for myself.
I
Okay.
just don't want us called the Anti-Llama League.
Yeah, I don't think that's a
I
good
feel
name.
like Hell is starting a cult here.
I think it's a
Not starting
fantastic
hell
name.
cult.
The anti-llama league. Okay.
It's cute. I kind of want to feed it before we go in.
Okay, yeah, you can feed it. It's quite happy.
You can feed Matt to it.
Yeah, it does seem quite hungry, to be fair, so that's good.
Maybe take the watering crater.
Yeah, maybe. So you,
Cannibal llama.
yeah. So you walk in, yeah? You're happy to walk in, yeah?
Mhm.
So it's
Excited.
the entrance isn't too big. You kind of walk, maybe like 20, 30 meters, and then you finally just enter like a big room. So this room is kind of like how can I say, like an entrance area. So it's got like lots of rooms coming off it. In the center of the room is like a wooden contraption, which seems to have been used to rotate minecarts. So there's a minecart on top, and you can rotate. Sorry, there's a rail on top, which can be rotated to face different rails, and it's just like kind of, like trains, and you've got like different offshoots on the rails. It's that kind of stuff. There, I'm doing a bad job of explaining it, but it's just part of the scenery essentially. And why is everyone moving around? I'm so confused. And off this, there's different roads you can take. So you're coming from the south towards the north. There's a road going on to the west. There seems to be a little room kind of northwest. There's another road going towards the north. I say road, but like a tunnel going towards the north. Another little road towards the northeast, and then another road going east. So you can basically go, there's two rooms, either northeast or northwest, and then there's 3 roads to the north, east, or west. Which way would you like to go?
Is there any inkling as to which way might be better, or is it all just there's no real inkling to which way is
You could
most
do-
used or unused?
You can do a little look around if you want to. You can do a perception.
For sure.
Detect
Can I do
llamas.
perception too?
Well, anyone who wants to do perception can do perception, and this isn't with advantage. I think just enough time has
Yeah.
passed.
I got a 3.
Well, Hell bashes into a wall.
He hasn't gotten the torch out yet.
Yeah, yeah.
I got 16.
16, okay.
Uh,
19.
19.
do I
I'm
roll?
not adding.
You're adding your perception, so you roll d20, and then
Okay.
in your skills it says perception, and you add that.
I got 23.
23,
Right.
excellent. All right, well, Matt, you got the highest, I think. So you're the one who finds this. on the floor, what you see is a notebook.
Ooh.
Yes, and it seems to be...
Score.
Yeah, and it does seem to be a bit of blood all over it as well.
I definitely pick that up and figure out what's going on.
Okay. So if you have a little bit of a read inside, there's a lot of just notes that, don't really mean much to you. But the impression you get from it, essentially, is that this belonged to a guard, essentially a villager guard, who has been sent to investigate a crime that has happened. So he dressed up as a wandering trader to blend in.
That's why there were no goods.
Yeah, and he was trying to catch a guy that goes by the name of Saul Brightlight, and Saul has stolen some important books from the Skyforge archives, and murdered the librarian in the process. So because his books are quite important and obviously he's wanted for murder, they sent him kind of in the guise of a wandering trader to gather information and see if he could find Saul.
Has Matt shared any of this with us?
Do you share this information?
I do. I'll be generous.
Okay, you're kind of rolled high, so you do see him collecting the notebook.
Ash is gloating like crazy, being just like, I told you all, it wasn't even a wandering trader, and the llama's covered in blood. Everything I said was correct.
I will also say that
Everything.
you probably see like the faintest blood trail coming from the north.
Well, I'm following that SOB.
Yeah, same.
Okay.
Okay. What do you want to do?
To the north.
To the north.
Okay,
Let's
so
follow the blood.
So you follow the tunnel.
All the blood.
You follow the tunnel, and again, there's rails going upwards. This is obviously where they moved a load of stuff, like coal whenever they dug it out. You do enter a fairly large room, which seems to contain... Sorry, I lost it now. Which seems to contain basically the remnants of just a coal mining area. There's not a lot here to see, but there is another corridor going up towards the north again, at the end of the room.
Well, I'd be down to follow that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so you keep on going upwards. Oh, I should say at this point, you guys are covered in coal dust, but also some lapis dust as well.
Yay, lapis!
Yay.
Yeah.
Can I
Alright.
collect the lapis
Can you collect
off
it?
of people?
Yeah, there's not a lot of it. I mean, you can if you want to, but you're not going to get enough to do anything particularly valuable with.
Yes, but if I collect a little here, and if we run into it again and then a little there, then eventually it'll collect all into one thing that I can eventually do something with, and I don't have to buy it.
That's fair. That's absolutely fair.
I will not be collected from. I refuse to be collected from.
What a sentence.
Can I do a convincing check?
I think if it's that much of a convention, I think it's unlikely Evat's going to want it. So let's let's respect everything. Okay, well, so you've walked into another, gone up the north corridor, did you say, or yeah?
The north.
So you enter another big room. Again, this is probably another room where they mined out a load of coal. But you will all notice something on the west end of this room. There is some kind of like doorway that leads somewhere else, and there is definitely a light coming from there.
I'm going
Okay.
towards the light.
Well, yeah, they always say don't go towards light, but I'm down.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Well.
Can we,
Can I
check to see
try
if
to-
it's safe first?
Well, sorry. One person at a time. Sorry.
Yeah, go ahead, Watson.
Can we check to see if it's safe first to go towards the light?
So you want to do a bit of
And
a
I would like
bit of perception.
I would like to be sneaky.
Check for traps.
Perception, got it.
Yeah. Okay. Perception. Evat, you can roll me a stealth check.
That's a 5.
Okay.
Clunk, clunk, clunk,
That is
clunk.
17 plus 2, so 19.
Okay, so I'm gonna say, Evat, that was a good roll. So if whatever happens next, you can choose to be hidden at that point. Yeah. The others,
Sounds good.
you didn't say it, so unfortunately you won't be hidden. But you get to choose. You can just not, but you will be able to hide if you want to. You can jump out
Okay.
into a corner or something. Okay. So when you approach this room, when you're quite close to it, you notice that inside of it, I'll give you a brief description of this room, but you only kind of catch a glimpse at it. There is definitely a person within it. And they have seen you for sure. They've heard you and seen you. This room is small. It's got like a bed and some supplies. There's a pile of open books on the floor, and it's illuminated by several lanterns placed around the place.
Ooh.
Well, in one corner, there is a pile of flint and a few iron nuggets. And in the center of the room is a completed nether portal, which is, however, unlit. Okay. So Soul, because he is aware of you guys coming, is going to cast a spell, and then that's going to start combat. Okay.
All right.
Okay.
So he's going to cast a spell, first of all. Let me just take notes of what I'm doing.
Hell is leading the charge, right?
Yes, absolutely. I was going in to talk
Yeah.
calmly
Yeah.
and be. In fact, how I've entered the room is I've gone, help! There's some crazy llamas trying to kill us.
Okay. Soul does not care about the llamas. He is the
That's-
one who's responsible for a lot of things. So he's gonna. You can see a ray of light leave like his hand, and it kind of goes over all of you to the other side of you. And where the light hits the ground, you see a zombie appear.
Oh no.
Okay, so you're kind of all between Soul and the zombie. So what we need to do now is roll initiative, right? So I don't know if any one of you, I can't remember if we did put initiative in the thing. Your initiative is just your dexterity modifier. So you need to roll a d20, add your dexterity, and let me know what you get.
So,
I
roll.
got 12 total.
Okay,
It's gonna be 16 for me.
actually, yeah, can you put them all in
Roll,
chat?
and
Oh, yeah.
'Cause this will be
I got
easier.
18.
Yep, put it all in chat, and then I'll do it.
Yeah, I thought that might be a little bit easier.
Yes, that's a good idea. Okay, Matt. So Matt's going to go first.
Don't judge my spelling.
No.
Modifier.
So I'm just going to take some notes a second. Ellie.
I figured because Hell and I have the same number.
Oh
It
yeah.
matters because I have no modifier and he has a modifier, so he'd probably go first.
Yeah.
Before me, I mean.
To be honest, you can choose which way you want to go around. So choose amongst yourself, and if not, I'll choose for you.
We'll just do it that way.
Yeah.
Okay, so Helen, and then Hal. What's oh wait. Okay.
You rolled a nat 20 or with modifier?
15 without the modifier.
Okay, cool.
Okay, so we've got the list of people here. The first person who's going to be able to do something is going to be Matt. Actually, before we do any of this, Evat, do you want to hide or not?
Yeah, I'm gonna hide.
Okay, so you kind of move towards. There's probably like a barrel hidden around here. So you're just behind that barrel. Yeah. So both the zombie and Soul don't know that you're there, and you can use that as you wish. Okay, Matt, you're first. I'm going to see you're kind of all the same distance from it. You're not engaged in melee, so you can use your crossbow in this case, to hit
Oh my
either
God.
of them.
Saul, I guess.
Okay, so you're firing towards Soul.
Yeah.
So what? Oh yeah, sorry. So the way this works, both you and Ellie, I guess, don't know. So you need to roll a d20, add your attack bonus, yeah, and that number has to be the same or higher as Soul's AC. And if it is the same or higher, you hit him, and then stuff will happen. So you roll the
Okay.
thing, and I'll tell you if you hit or not.
Okay, d20 plus my dexterity.
Yes, because it's a range.
Plus your proficiency as well.
Oh, plus proficiency. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So everyone who has the attack bonus actually is an additional +2.
Then I got 24.
Oh wow. Yeah. Then you're 100% hit. Let me think a second if he's going to do something, but I don't think he is. I think he's just going to take that. So how much do you hit him for? So you need to roll your damage dice, whatever it is. I think it's D6 for crossbow.
D8.
Okay.
For crossbow.
Yeah. So roll D8, and then you get to add your strength to that. Oh, your dexterity because of your ability. Yeah. Sorry.
I got an 8 plus 5, so 13.
Okay, phenomenal. Yeah, okay. Soul's taken you've taken a fair chunk out of Soul. He is definitely still standing, but he's taken an arrow, like, you know, you've hit him like somewhere in the chest, you know. So you've done quite a good amount of damage there.
That's why they call me Ace.
Yeah, that's good. That's very good. So yeah, he is still standing, and it is his turn. So he is probably going to try and cast another one of his spells, and he's going to cast it against you, Matt. He's going to try and aim at your feet, essentially, because he doesn't like how you've taken out a lot chunk of him. And he's actually going to cast another. He is going to spawn. I guess another zombie makes sense in this case. So there's now a zombie which will attack at the very end in front of you. So he's engaged in melee with you. We'll deal with what that means when it comes to your turn on the zombie turn. In the meantime, it is Ellie's turn.
Where dice roll?
So it depends. So at the moment, what you've got is you've got Soul in this room. He's a bit further away. You've got the zombie on Matt, which, to be honest, is probably close enough to you that you can hit him with no issues. And there's another zombie coming towards you, but he's a bit further away behind you. So who would you like to hit, and with what, and what do you want to do?
I feel like, can I use a spell?
Yes, you can definitely use a spell.
I'm thinking of using the spell. Let me see the name of it because I keep forgetting.
Let me get this thing on.
The mob friend.
Mob friend. Oh yes. Okay.
Like befriend the zombie that's trying to attack Matt.
Okay. Yeah, that's a good idea. So, right. Let me just have a look at what this entails. 1 second. So the way this works is that you cast it and it just happens, right? You don't have to roll for anything. But what will happen is that the zombie will do what's called a wisdom saving throw, right? So he's going to try and fight it, you know? And if he doesn't succeed, then he's going to become charmed, as it's called. So I'm going to roll for the zombie. And, oh, okay. He rolls 20, which is going to be... No, actually... No, wait, sorry, he's got less wisdom than I thought. He gets 16, so he needs to beat, I believe it's 8 plus your proficiency plus your modifier.
He's beat it.
Yeah, basically you've done the spell, but he's very strong-willed, right? So he manages to fight it off. Okay, so you tried, you nearly had him, but you know he definitely hesitates for a second, but eventually he just breaks free and he can do whatever he wants. But good try, Dan. Just at the top of where it says your spell slots, I think it is, you've used up one of those, so you should have 4 left now.
Oh, let me go and change it. I think yes.
Yeah, I think it is a box next to it where you can say how many you've got left.
Okay.
Yeah. So you got 4 left. So if you run out of spells, you can't cast them, but you should be able to by the end of it. That was a good move, but unfortunately, he manages to break free. He rolled quite well. Next up is...
break free?
Yeah, next one is... Next one is Ash. So Hell, what's Ash gonna do?
Okay. I don't know how you're running combat. As a sneak,
Yes.
can I hide as a bonus action?
I guess so. If there is, I'd say you'd have to roll for it. So I think you'd have to.
Oh
roll.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's.
I think you have to roll a
fine.
stealth, don't you?
Yes.
Yeah. So yeah, I'll let you roll a stealth as a bonus action. It is quite dark. It is, there's bowels and stuff, but he has seen you, so it kind of.
Okay.
Yeah. Just roll
That's
normal stealth.
16.
Okay. Yeah. So you managed to hide, which is great. Are you gonna leap out and hit him, or what are you gonna do?
Yeah. If I'm within range to be able to, I would like to.
Yeah,
like
I think you're within like.
Slash.
Yeah, I think you're like within 10 feet of him, essentially. He's not that far away. Same with the zombie
Excellent.
behind you. So you're going for Soul?
Yes.
Okay.
Jump and slash. Nat 20.
Oh my god. Okay.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
that's double damage, I think, isn't it?
Double damage. Yeah. Right. I unfortunately I have a terrible weapon.
But you get one.
There's nothing wrong with a stone sword.
But you get
Yeah,
an
when you
extra
have the
I have a
Iron
wood
sword.
sword. Hell, don't come at me about your sword.
I can't find any d4s. 1 second. Let me try and find them.
You can roll a d8 and halve it if it's easier.
That doesn't work for probability. Okay. Right. So that's a 3. Am I just doubling the dice, or am I rolling the dice again?
I would just double. It's more fun to roll more dice, so I would roll the dice again.
Well, I rolled a 3 again
Agreed.
anyway. So.
Oh, so that doesn't really matter.
So that's 6, and then I get to roll my double sneak attack as
Yeah.
well. So that's double 5 and double 3. So 5, so 8 plus 6 is 14 plus the 2, so 16 damage.
All right. Okay. Yeah. No. So Soul. So what everyone else sees is Ash kind of disappears for half a second. You don't really know where he is, and then he's just kind of instantaneously plunging a stone sword into the chest of Soul, and yeah, pretty much instantaneously Soul collapses to the ground dead. That was an incredible amount of damage. Well done to both you and Matt.
Gross.
As Soul is dying, I just go, not bad for a first-time adventurer.
You just want to add
the
insult to
catchphrase,
injury.
I love it. Well, okay, yeah, so that was fantastic. Well done. He crumbles down. The zombies do still stay alive; they don't disappear. So you still have to deal with those. But Soul is defeated for sure. So now it's Watson's turn. Watson, what are you going to do?
Okay, so I just want to kind of visualize where the zombies are right now because I'm a visual person.
Yeah, of course.
So there's one zombie that's attacking Matt right now, and Ellie did charm them, or no?
No, she tried, but it didn't work, unfortunately. So there's
Okay.
yeah. So there's
So
yeah. So that zombie is I would say it's 5 feet away from you. So if you want to run away from it, you can, but also you can go up to it and fight it if you want to. As a spellcaster, you want to be far away anyway, so you're in the right position to cast spells. There is also a second zombie which is kind of directly behind you. The spell went over your heads and is behind you, and he's making his way, and he's probably about 15 feet away. So he will be able to reach you on his turn, but it's not been his turn yet, so he's still far away.
Okay.
And you can
I'm
hit-
going to hit the zombie behind me
Mhm.
with a slash potion of poison.
Yes.
Ow.
Did I have that? That's a spell, isn't it? That you've got, isn't it? So I'm just
It's a cantrip.
cantrip. Oh yeah, yep. It's not actually a potion. It's just an effect. You don't actually have a physical potion. You just cast a spell.
I know. I just like throwing it.
That's fair. Yeah. No, that's fair. That's visually that looks better. Yes, you do. So he's going to try a dexterity saving throw, or he will take 1d4 damage. So let's see what he does. He rolls a natural 1, so he will take the full 1d4 of damage. So could you roll me a 1d4?
It's a 1.
It's a 1. Okay, that's fine.
Oh my good gravy.
Yeah, don't worry, that's fine. So he has taken some damage, but he is still standing, and he's not looking too bad at the moment. Okay.
Okay.
And then it is Evat's turn.
As someone who's not stealthy, do I still get advantage from attacking from a stealthy position or no?
Depends what you're going to do, I guess. I think the problem is that because you kind of have to come out into the open to hit them, because I think you do go for melee attack. They'll probably see you before coming. But I think you are going from sneak anyway. So yeah, I guess so. Yeah, we'll say you got advantage on your next attack. Yeah, whichever one you go for.
I will try to attack the nearest zombie then with my sword.
The nearest one will be the one next to Matt.
Okay, I'll attack the one in front of Matt then.
Cool. So you're going in with your sword? Okay.
My iron sword.
Yeah, so it's a d20 plus your strength plus your proficiency. So
I got 13 and 14, so 14 plus 5, 19.
19, yeah, that definitely will hit him. So whatever damage you will do.
I got a 1d6.
Yep.
So I got a 6 plus 3.
So 9 damage.
9.
Yeah, that zombie collapses down to the ground, and actually he just kind of turns into dust and disappears.
Hey,
Let's go.
I blame.
Yeah, so he is gone. He is
No.
gone. Okay, and then it is now the other zombie's turn. So that zombie is going to come in. He can do 15 feet, no issue. So he reaches you guys, and I guess he's going to go for Watson, because Watson, you actually did some damage. No, yeah, you did some damage to him, didn't you? Yeah. So
The one behind me, yeah.
yeah, the one behind you. So he's coming towards you. He manages to reach you, and he's going to try and take a bite out of you. So I'm going to roll his attack. Okay. Oh, okay. He does 21 AC. So I'm assuming your AC is lower than 21.
Can I do it? Yeah, actually, it doesn't matter. Yes, it is.
Yeah.
I was gonna do a shield, but it doesn't matter because that's only +5, and that would still put me under the AC.
Yeah. No,
So
but
yes,
in other
I'm
situations,
squishy.
yeah, in other situations, shield would have been perfect. He rolled a 19,
Yeah.
so you were quite unlucky there. So he doesn't do too much damage, though. He does 4 damage to you.
4 damage.
Yeah, he does. He actually rolled quite well.
Dang, bruh.
He rolled quite well. So obviously that's your new temporary hit points is whatever you had -4.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you kind of, he's bitten your arm, say, and you are kind of bleeding a bit, but it's nothing. You're definitely not going to die from it. You're not infected or anything like that.
1% people.
1% people.
1%. Wow. Yes. There
I
you go.
have the YouTube thingy.
Yeah. So now it's Matt's turn.
My brain.
Matt.
Yep. No. What, do you have any more zombies remaining?
There is one zombie which is currently fighting Watson.
Don't worry, Watson. I'll try and save you
Yeah.
if I can succeed. I guess I'll attack with my,
Yeah. I need to check if there's a -4. 5e. I just want to give a check because sometimes I know in other editions there's a rule about shooting into melee.
If they're within melee distance, ranged attacks have disadvantage.
Yeah, is that it?
Yeah.
Okay. Because you're
I'm
firing
honored.
somebody who is there, and you don't want to hit them, right? Because obviously.
Oh, sorry. No, Rob. It's if Matt is stood within melee distance of the zombie, then he gets disadvantage.
No,
There's no penalty if he's trying to shoot something that's just next to someone.
Okay, because it used to be in 3.5, it used to be that, but
Yeah.
it used to be -2.
Wow,
but I
you
don't...
are old.
All right. I've turned 30 this year. You don't have to remind me of that. All right. No, but yeah, no. So Matt, you can just do a normal attack with no issues. You are about 5 feet. Well, no, you're slightly more than 5 feet away, 10 feet away from it, just from where you're standing. So you should be fine to hit it.
Fabulous.
So you roll your d20, and then you add your dexterity and +2 for your proficiency bonus.
27.
Oh my god.
Oh my goodness.
What?
Wait, did you roll a natural 20?
hmm
That means you double damage as well.
You do damn damage. Wait, how do you have 27? I need to look. I need to look at your stats a
5
second.
dexterity.
Oh yeah, no, that doesn't.
No, because you should
Work.
have. You have 16, don't you?
Yeah, you should be +3 then +2, so it should be 25.
You're looking at
If
the
you rolled it.
stats on the left, not the saving throws.
Okay, gotcha.
But even so, yeah, you definitely hit him, and you definitely do double damage. So don't worry.
Sweet.
But just for future reference, your dexterity is the one on the far left rather than the saving throws.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
So, how much damage are you going to do with this zombie that is definitely going to crumble to the floor?
It's the damage plus dexterity, so 6. Yeah.
6 damage.
Yeah.
Yeah. Know what? It doesn't. It doesn't crumble. It's still up
Hang
there.
on.
What?
Hang on. That's not right. Because his minimum damage should be higher than 6.
No, because he gets. No, he gets dexterity rather than strength.
Yeah.
three.
So what's your weapon damage? Because it's a crossbow, is it?
It's a D8. So what did
Yeah.
you roll on your D8?
So
D8 3.
Yeah.
3. So
Three
doubled
plus
is 6.
Oh, double. Yeah, sorry, because you did critical. So if you
Yeah,
if you
double-
roll a
okay.
20 on your attack, you've hit it so well that you actually hit a critical spot. So you do double that damage.
Oh.
So double is 6, and then plus your dexterity. What's your dexterity? +3.
Look, he won. Yeah. After
that's
that, he
9.
was on 1, so he's definitely dead. Don't you worry. So the zombie also crumbles into powder of dust, and he disappears as well. So there you go. You have definitely killed Soul. Well done. Yeah. So you may now do as you wish. What would you like to do now?
Can we loot his body?
Yes, you can have a look. Just to kind of simplify stuff, because we are kind of running over anyway. His body, and I'm going to just say that you all find this, so you can then share it as you wish. So between his body and the room, you find 25 emeralds, a robe of minor protection, which means that whoever wears it will take 1 less damage whenever they hit. A note, kind of like handwritten notes by Sol, which kind of proved that he kills the trader and stole the books. And then you find 3 books on nether portals.
Do I find this being the person that stuck a sword in him?
Well, I mean, the notes do clearly say that he stabbed.
Yeah,
the-
no. I'm thinking more the emeralds. Am I the one that finds?
Hey,
the
I
emeralds?
looted the body.
Yeah, I mean, Watson
Yeah,
did
yeah, Watson
say.
did loot.
I'm going to assume.
All right, fine,
I'm going
fine,
to assume
fine.
you're all kind of standing around and looking at this body while it's being looted, and the same for the rooms. So you get to share the loot. So it's up to you how you want to share it. As I said, it's 25 emerald. I mean, the things you probably want is 25 emeralds, the robe of minor protection, and I don't know what you want to do with the notes and the books.
I feel like our spellcaster should have the robes.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a little squishy.
AC,
Yeah.
Or the lowest hit points.
Yeah. So
Lowest AC.
So you can put that in your inventory, and yeah, just from now onwards, whenever you get hit by anything, you just take 1 less damage whenever you're hit.
And I'll be sure that everyone gets 5 of those emeralds. Each person gets 5.
I mean, there's. Yeah.
Okay, so everyone gets 5 emeralds. Nicely, you can write that
I-
down in your sheets.
I will be taking the letter.
Where do we add the emeralds? Because
There should be
I
a,
haven't got them.
there should be a point in your sheet at the bottom where it says money. I can't remember what it. Does anybody have
Yeah,
a sheet on them?
it says equipment, and then on the left side there's 5 boxes.
Let me see.
And I put mine under the EP for emerald pieces.
Yeah.
So not where the spell casting is, right?
No, it's on your
oh,
first sheet
yeah,
where
on the
your
first
hit
sheet.
points and everything is. Right
Yeah,
at the
it's
bottom.
right under your attacks and
Okay.
spellcasting.
Passive with okay.
So you-
Equipment. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
So you'll have
okay.
25
So,
in total because you started off with 5.
Cool.
Good.
Okay, fantastic. And then, yeah, again, you've got the letter and, well, notes, as I call them, and 3 books about nether portals as well.
Sounds good.
Alright. Can with my intelligence, can I read those books and like would those interest me or?
Well, I don't know if they'd interest you. That's up to you to decide. But
Yeah.
I mean, what's your intelligence?
10, so 0.
I mean, you're not particularly, scholarly or anything like that. You can definitely read and write, so you can read them if you want. It may take you a bit longer to kind of gather what they're talking about. Generally, the impression you get from the books is that it's about the nether dimension and nether portals. You probably know, because obviously in the world you live in, that the nether dimension is off limits. The king has dictated that there is no access to the nether dimension, so it is illegal to try and go there. You don't necessarily know why or anything like that, but that's what you know.
It's also illegal to do adventuring, and we're all doing that, so...
It's very true. It's the problem of low morality and bad legal systems.
Okay. Yeah, I'll hold on to those books.
Yeah.
I want to go get my permit.
Yeah. Okay. So do you want to leave the mines?
Yeah, we're just leaving the
Should
nether
we-
portal here.
Should we look around to see if there's anything else worth seeing?
I can cut it slightly short because, to be honest, once you start looking around and stuff, you realise that there is not a lot going on here. It's it's an abandoned mines. It was used by this guy. The only things you find is like a llama carcass that has clearly been eating, and like a pool of blood where the guy was killed.
That's messed up.
Yeah, but yeah.
Can I take the llama back to the church with me? The alive one covered in blood.
Yeah, you can take him back to church. Yeah,
Excellent.
Yeah, but it's
He's
not.
called Kevin.
Yeah, you have found most of the things in this mine, so because obviously we are a bit over the time we said, I'll just cut it short. That's what you got. That's your loot. But yes, if you do want to go and visit April, the cleric, she'll very gladly take in the news, and she's going to contact the authorities to make sure that the family of the person who's dead, gets some closure. She also asked
But
you...
isn't he a god? Wouldn't there be no family?
He's a god.
Yeah, he's...
So we have family. Probably.
Even gods have a thing.
God.
What?
Sorry.
Yeah,
Sorry.
gods are people too. I just want to say.
When do I get my permit?
Yeah, so that's what I was going to say. So she's very satisfied with how this has ended. She gives you, all of you, no, it's guards. I see what they call it. It's my accent. Guards. There we go. He's a guard, not a god. Okay. Anyway. Point is, they give you a permit each. Yeah. So you all have now your adventure
Right.
permit.
Well, you know where I'm going.
To find llamas. Honestly,
No,
I don't know.
I'm gonna go and find that diamond axe guy
Okay.
and go rub my
Oh
permit
my
in his
goodness.
face.
Oh my goodness.
I'd be like, sorry, who's not done a day of adventuring in their
Do
life?
you know what? I'll tell you, he has left this morning. You'll have to
Well,
go find him next time. For
Mission 2,
It's
Wait,
the
so
rude diamond guy.
yeah.
Do
So
the
you're
permits have a
saying-
date on it?
The permits tend to be permanent because most adventurers, either make it or they die early on.
like
so.
a received date. Is he gonna show the guy and he'd be like, "You literally got this yesterday"?
Well,
No.
as a quite talented sneak, I'm pretty sure that I could modify that date even if there was
Probably.
one. So
I'm not so certain,
Hey,
but we can try.
hey Rob,
Yes.
are you saying that it's possible
Yeah.
that this party could have another one-off?
It could be. We can see. We can see what people want to do. It'll take me a bit to write it, but yeah, we could definitely see what we can manage.
Yes.
I've had a lot of fun. I hope you guys have as well. So
Yeah.
so good.
Yes, thank you so much for putting this together.
No worries. It's a
thank you.
pleasure.
thanks, Rob.
Pretty interesting and fun.
Alright, thank you everyone for turning up. Yeah, no, that's kind of the conclusion of it.
question.
You kind of
Will
completed the
Will
mystery.
us ever get that iron sword?
Yeah, you'll get the iron sword next time, don't you worry.
The Anti-Llama League will come together once again.
Oh,
Are we
dear.
married
Wait,
to that name?
I don't like the name.
I got it.
I don't like the name either.
Oh.
But...
It
I
Need
forgot.
some work.
All right. Well, thank you everyone for joining in. This has been absolutely fantastic. Thank you for all the viewers who have been listening to us talk absolute nonsense for over 2 hours. Yeah, and if this does well, we'll definitely consider doing it again if everybody wants to. We may see if other people want to join as well. We'll see what happens. But in the meantime, thank you, players, for your time. And yeah, I'll see you all in the next one. All right.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Bye.
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 All right. That's the